Good evening and welcome to Marion, Illinois, here in the southeastern corner of the Lincoln State. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the way on the Evansville Otters pregame show here on the Otters Digital Network as we follow the continuation of the 2021 Frontier League regular season. My name is Ryan Brown. Thank you so much for joining me in the press box here at Rent One Park, here in the press booth as we are just about ready for more 2021 regular season Frontier League baseball. While the 19-7 Evansville Otters, the first place team in the West Division, as well as the Frontier League's best record to this point in the season, match up against their West Division rivals, the Southern Illinois Miners, with a 7:05 first pitch. The Otters are looking to win their 10th of 11 victories. They have won 9 of their last 10. They recently took a series from the Joliet Slammers this past week. And they meet the Southern Illinois Miners, their West Division rivals, for the first time this season. First of 6 matchups between the two Frontier League clubs. The two storied and historic Frontier League clubs. A little bit of a rivalry between these 2 years since the inception of the Miners back in 2007. And the Evansville Otters, of course, as you know, been in the Frontier League since 1995. You're listening to the Evansville Otters pregame show, in which we'll preview tonight's action as well as give you a recap of what went down last night. We will listen to Otters rookie and newly minted starter Braden Scott in a pregame interview, to be followed by lineups and first pitch. All of this and more on the Evansville Otters pregame show on the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Centerpoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
We love our children and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. When you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you have great doctors and great care to help your child stay healthy. And that is something to smile about. Choose Anthem to help keep your children healthy and happy. Enroll today. Call 1-800-403-0864. To learn more, visit www.anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Looking to buy a new home? We've got a sweet deal for you. Get a home sweet mortgage loan from Heritage Federal Credit Union and get a great low rate, plus get $500 cash back. That's right. Get a great low rate on your mortgage loan and get $500 cash back. Apply at Heritage Federal Credit Union, where the mortgage loans are sweet and the service can't be beat. Get your $500 cash back today at your local HFCU branch or apply online at hfcu.info/mortgages.
Welcome back to the Evansville Otters pregame show here in Marion, Illinois from Rent One Park as we get ready for more 2021 Frontier League regular season baseball. Ryan Brown with you as the 19-7 Evansville Otters prepare to face off against their West Division foes, the Southern Illinois Miners. They open a season series between these two clubs with a weekender in Marion that will conclude a 6-game road trip. And that's coming up with a 7:05 first pitch right around the corner. But first, a preview of tonight's action and a brief recap of what went down last night. Well, the Otters won the rubber match of their Joliet Slammer series Thursday night by a final score of 11-6. And in that ball game, they were treated to a phenomenal outing by one left-hander, Braden Scott, who we will also hear from in our Evansville Otters pregame show, in our pregame interview. But other than Scott, there was quite a bit to celebrate with the offense as well, as the Otters would power their way to a series win over the Slammers in that Thursday night rubber match, winning by a final score of 11-6. The Otters opened the scoring with a 6-run inning in the top of the third after Christopher Pujols led off the frame with a base hit. Miles Gordon and Andy DeJesus followed with back-to-back bunt singles to load the bases with nobody out. After J.R. Davis took a bases-loaded walk to put the Otters up 1-0, Riley Crane stepped to the plate and delivered a 2-run single, collecting his club-leading 26th and 27th RBIs of the season. Then it was Elijah Mcnamee, who followed Crane's base hit with a 3-run round tripper, his second of the season, that capped off the Otters scoring in the inning and gave Evansville a 6-0 lead. The Otters would add another run in the top of the fourth when Dakota Phillips drove in his first run of the day with a 2-out single that scored J.R. Davis, and that pushed Evansville's lead to 7. It would be a few frames later when Evansville would finally finish off their scoring for the evening in the top of the sixth, when Dakota Phillips came back to the plate with the bases loaded and clubbed a grand slam the opposite way to left field, collecting his second, third, fourth, and fifth ribbies of the game. The Otters then led 11-0. Once again, it was left-hander Braden Scott who dominated in his professional debut, throwing 7 scoreless innings of 2-hit ball while notching 10 strikeouts en route to his first professional winning decision. And for that reason, who better to talk to in our Evansville Otters pregame show than Braden Scott himself, the former IU Hoosier, who made his professional debut last night, and what a gem it was. We got to speak to him about that experience and get his like making that pro ball debut last night in the Otters' 11-6 win over the Joliet Slammers. We'll turn things over to Braden Scott right here on the Evansville Otters pregame show when we return lineups and first pitch from Marion, Illinois. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Talking with Otters pitcher Braden Scott. Braden, making your professional debut last night, and it was a marvelous performance. 7 innings, 7 shutout innings, 10 punch-outs, just 2 hits allowed. First, what was that experience like for you, going out onto the mound in your first professional game, picking up your first professional win in that start? What was that experience like?
It was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I really like playing with these guys, and Dakota was great. Like I said, this is, like you said, it was my first time, being out there in my professional debut. So having a guy like Dakota behind the plate to kind of help me and guide me through everything was awesome. And my mom got a chance to come to the game and everything like that. So it was really cool. It was awesome.
This is, of course, your first professional stint, getting signed by the Otters officially just last Tuesday, 2 days before your start. Braden, what was it like getting the call, getting this opportunity? What were the thoughts going through your mind then? Can you walk us through that experience?
Yeah, it was awesome. I was playing summer ball in Terre Haute for the Terre Haute Rex in the Prospect League, and I'd kind of made the decision that I wanted to, pursue playing professional baseball, and I thought indie ball would be a really good route for me. And, my junior college coach knew these guys over here and gave them my contact information, and they got a hold of me, and they gave me the chance to start, and I took it right away and was very excited to come down and be a part of this team.
With the Hoosiers, Braden, you were used often out of the bullpen, sometimes as a lefty specialist in your years there. What was it like now having the opportunity to take the mound to start a ball game? Talk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, my 2 years in my junior college, I was a starter. So, I had some prior experiences, but, I hadn't started a game up until this year in summer ball for 3 years, so coming in and having the chance to do it again was something that I was wanting to try to do and was a goal of mine. And to be able to come here and do it at the professional level is definitely great. Absolutely.
How about if we can go into your mindset during that performance last night, your 7-inning outing again? What did you feel was really working for you?
My fastball is something that I usually try to command really well. I spin the fastball very, very efficiently and try to miss barrels with it. But, Max had worked on my cutter with me and kind of just dialing it in my first bullpen here. And it felt great, and I wanted to ride with it. So we threw that a lot, and it was working very well. Working east, south, north, east and west, north and south, with all the pitches. Really, I was able to land the curveball quite a bit, and change up here and there. So I had 4 pitches working for me very well, which was nice.
Did you get to keep any game ball afterward, first punch out, something like that?
Yeah, Dakota was able to keep the ball for me, after my start, and he came up to me and he said, "Keep it." It was first of many, so I appreciated him doing that and everything. It was great.
Braden, thanks so much for talking with us. Wish you guys the best of luck going forward.
Absolutely, thank you.
Special thanks to Braden Scott for taking the time to talk with us in our Evansville Otters pregame show. Now for lineups before we turn to a 7:05 first pitch. Ryan Brown with you ahead of the call on the Otters digital network as we turn to the lineups while the Evansville Otters prepare to face off against the Southern Illinois Miners in more 2021 Frontier League regular season baseball. Craig Massey, Yeltsin Gudinho, Luke Mangeri, Gianfranco Wawu, Nolan Early, and Ian Walters will bat 1 through 6 for the Miners, followed by Carson Bartels, John Cable, and Anthony Brocato. Lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. 1 through 9 for the Miners. And now for the Evansville Otters, their lineup will look like this. Playing in center field, Miles Gordon, followed by the shortstop, Andy DeJesus, who bats second. J.R. Davis will DH and hit third, followed by cleanup batter and first baseman Riley Crane. Elijah Mcnamee will play out in right field. He bats fifth, followed by the left-handed hitting catcher Dakota Phillips. In left field and batting seventh will be Bryce Denton, followed by Christopher Pujols, playing over at the hot corner and hitting eighth. Rounding out that lineup will be Andrew Penner as he plays over at second base. On the mound for the Otters will be right-hander Polo Portela, making his 6th start of the season. The Otters are 5-0 in his outings, while Portela sports a 2-0 record to this point. And on the mound for the Miners, facing off against the Otters lineup that scored 11 runs last night, will be right-hander Michael Austin, the reigning Frontier League Pitcher of the Week, who pitched a 7-inning no-hitter last week from Lake Erie in Avon, Ohio. Well, that will conclude our Evansville Otters pregame show. Right before the players take the field and the anthem occurs, we will step aside and be back with first pitch. Once again, this has been the Evansville Otters pregame show. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network for Frontier League Baseball. Coming up right after this. Stay tuned on the Otters Digital Network.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
You live by what's right. It's part of who you are and what drives you to always do more, to give more. At Old National, we get it. We're the bank built on integrity and community. The bank named a world's most ethical company for the last 10 years. The bank that focuses on your financial goals every day. Because your success is everything. And that's why we're here. You live by what's right. And at Old National, we bank by it. Find us at oldnational.com/locations. Member FDIC.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Looking to buy a new home? We've got a sweet deal for you. Get a home sweet home mortgage loan from Heritage Federal Credit Union and get a great low rate, plus get $500 cash back. That's right. Get a great low rate on your mortgage loan and get $500 cash back. Apply at Heritage Federal Credit Union, where the mortgage loans are sweet and the service can't be beat. Get your $500 cash back today at your local HFCU branch or apply online at hfcu.info/mortgages.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
We love our children and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. When you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you have great doctors and great care to help your child stay healthy. And that is something to smile about. Choose Anthem to help keep your children healthy and happy. Enroll today. Call 1-800-403-0864. To learn more, visit www.anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Centerpoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Welcome back to Marion, Illinois from Brentwood Park. It is more 2021 Frontier League regular season baseball as the Evansville Otters, the Frontier League's best Evansville Otters, square off against the Southern Illinois Miners for the first of a 3-game weekend series that concludes a 6-game road trip. My name is Ryan Brown, so please you could join me as the Otters look to win their 20th game of the season tonight. They sport a record of 19-7, going up against a Miners team that, after a win last night, returned to the 500 mark. They are 13-13 and have won 5 in a row. The Otters have won 9 of their last 10, but they will have to square off against a difficult opponent, to say the least. That is Michael Austin, who is the reigning Frontier League Pitcher of the Week, where in that last 6 ball games of play, 2 outings for him, he went 9 innings, allowing just 1 hit while striking out 10 and walking 2. No runs allowed through those 9 innings of work. And in 2 appearances, that included a 7-inning no-hitter on June 15th against the Lake Erie Crushers from Avon, Ohio. Austin, acquired via trade by the Miners from the Washington Wild Things, has been excellent through his first 2 appearances. He last pitched June 19th in an opener capacity, and he makes his second truly full start for the Miners tonight. He'll go up against an Otters lineup that scored 11 runs last night between 2 homers, and it looks like this. The left-handed hitting center fielder, Miles Gordon, will lead off, followed by the switch-hitting shortstop, Andy DeJesus. J.R. Davis, the DH, will bat third, followed by cleanup man and left-handed hitter, Riley Crane. Elijah Mcnamee gets the start in right. He bats fifth, followed by Dakota Phillips, the catcher, who's swinging it from the left-handed batter's box. Bryce Denton in the 7th spot. He will play out in left field, and batting 8th will be Christopher Pujols, the third baseman, rounding out the order, second baseman Andrew Penner. Gordon, DeJesus, Davis, Crane, McNamee, Phillips, Denton, Pujols, and Penner. As Miles Gordon steps towards home, we're about ready for baseball. First offering, fastball. Looked like a bit up and in. Gordon showed bunt. He pulled back. It's called a strike by home plate umpire James Purnell. Over at first, Chris Dykman. Ian Walters at third. The 0-1 to Gordon. Misses inside. 90-mile-per-hour fastball from Austin. Started a bit behind schedule. 7:13 first pitch. Roping this foul is Gordon. Count now 1-2. 86 degrees and mostly sunny skies. Some cloud cover out in front. The 1-2. And underneath this one, pulling it foul off to the right. Hit a long ways, but out of play. Count remains 1-2. So some blue skies. Some clouds out in the distance beyond center field. 1-2 again. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Up around the eyes. The high heat gets the best of Gordon. One down in the top of the first. Otters' leadoff batter is retired. Defensive alignment for the Miners looks like this. Craig Massey in left, Anthony Bricado in center, and Nolan Early out in right. Around the horn, it's Ian Walters at the hot corner. Yeltsin Gudino out in the 6-hole. Carson Bartels will play over at second, and Luke Mangeri over at first. Catching Michael Austin is John Cable. Now it's Andy DeJesus. He takes a fastball high for ball 1, 1-0. The Otters, they won 2 of 3 against the Joliet Slammers this past midweek series. Took the first game by a score of 3-2. The 1-0 fastball misses off the plate. 2-0 now on DeJesus. And last night, they won by an 11-6 final. A strong start indeed, turned in by Braden Scott in his pro debut. 2-0 fastball catches the outside corner. For a strike, 2-1 on the Otters shortstop. Scott made his professional debut last night, went 7 innings, struck out 10, allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, no runs. 2-1 fastball upstairs, laid off by DeJesus, who is now ahead in the count, 3-1. Michael Austin, his 4th year in the Frontier League. First with the Miners. The 3-1. And I would suppose you'd say he was ducking his knees out of the way, was DeJesus. But the 3-1 pitch is called a strike on the inside part of the plate. Count moves full. 3-2 home. Slow roller to the right side. Second baseman Bartels has it. He tosses on to the first baseman Luke Mangeri for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Michael Austin, who spent parts of 3 seasons in the Wild Things organization. Pitched for them in 2018, as he did 2019, where he was teammates with one J.R. Davis, who bats now. The first pitch misses high, 1-0. The wind and the 1-0 Fouled off his hands. Back out of play, off to the right. Now 1-1 on the Otters' designated hitter. Who entered play sporting a .360 batting average. To J.R. Davis, picked up an RBI last night, his 21st. The wind and the 1-1 is taken out toward shallow right field. Coming on the right fielder, will he have a play? No, he dives forward, and they were playing Davis very far back here as Nolan Early tried to race in and make the play, but it bounced a one hop in front of him off his glove, possibly the palm of his glove hand, and J.R. Davis aboard with a one-out hit. Davis and Austin, they both were in camp with the Wild Things to begin the season. Davis would be released by the Wild Things. Austin traded away from Washington. Now it's Riley Crane. The first pitch is hit well out toward the corner in right. That's going to get down for extra bases. Riley Crane with a two-out double. They will hold J.R. Davis at third. Runners at second and third with two out in the top of the first. Crane with the two-bagger. First pitch swinging. Takes it down into the corner in right. Crane now in scoring position. He has scored the second most runs of any ball player in the league. He has driven in the second most as well with 27. But Crane with the double collects his 14th extra base hit of the season. He entered with 13, which tied him for fourth in the league. Crane, one of the most productive hitters in all the Frontier League to begin the season. Now it's Elijah Mcnamee. First pitch he sees, he fouls off to the right, out of play. Michael Austin, he gave up just one hit last week. Last pitch June 19th against the Schaumburg Boomers in an opener capacity. The 0-1 to Mcnamee. The off-speed pitch floats up and in, 1-1 on the Otters' right fielder. Austin went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, and struck out 5. With as hot as he has been, good possibility he could still settle in early, so want to tag him here. 1-1. Underneath it, fouling it back, the 91-mile-per-hour fastball from Austin. Davis off third. Crane off of second. 2 out and a 1-2 count on Mcnamee, who homered in the ballgame last night. A 3-run shot to left field that concluded the scoring in a 6-run third for the Otters last night. Austin, he wants his sign again. Time is called, and I believe a warning is going to be issued by the third base umpire, Ian Walters, as Austin was appearing down. He spun his glove hand, asked for another sign, and you almost wonder if Walters had something to communicate regarding a warning for a balk. The 1-2 with 2 out. Lined into center field for a base hit. It'll give the Otters the lead in the top of the first. Davis to score. Crane around third. He will score without a throw. Elijah, big hit Mcnamee with a 2-run, 2-out single in the top of the first gives the Otters a 2-0 lead here in Marion, Illinois. Mcnamee, he drove in 3 last night. Adds a couple more here. It brings up Dakota Phillips now. First pitch to him, a called strike on the outside part of the plate. for Mcnamee. He collects RBIs 15 and 16 on the young season. He's running. The 0-1 is a called strike, and the throw down is wide. The tag was applied by the shortstop Gudinho as Mcnamee slid to the right of the bag. The throw was to the left of second. And right now it's going to be the Miners manager, Mike Pinto, on to argue the call with third base umpire, who was over at second, Ian Walters. They're standing side by side at the moment, looking out toward right center. And Pinto, with some vehement hand gestures, will offer his couple of cents, but no spare change from Ian Walters. The stolen base has Mcnamee in at second. Now the 0-2 is a ground ball to the right side. Second baseman, Bartels, charging in. He throws onto the first baseman, Mangeri, for the final out. A couple of runs for the Otters in the top of the first. They tag Michael Austin early thanks to Elijah Mcnamee's 2-out, 2-run single. Bottom of the first coming up, Evansville 2, Southern Illinois coming to bat.
Centerpoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
We love our children and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. When you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you have great doctors and great care to help your child stay healthy. And that is something to smile about. Choose Anthem to help keep your children healthy and happy. Enroll today. Call 1-800-403-0864. To learn more, visit www.anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Bottom of the first inning from Rent One Park in Marion, Illinois. Polo Portela and the Otters with a 2-0 lead early on. First pitch from Portello is a strike on the leadoff batter for the Southern Illinois Miners, Craig Massey. Massey enters play with a .200 batting average. Left-handed hitting left fielder, choking up on the bat, facing Portela. The 0-1, that misses outside. He went with the off-speed pitch. Can't get Massey to bite. Polo Portela, enters with a 2-0 record, .466 earned run average, making his 6th start of the season. The 1-1, cut on and missed, 1-2. The Otters have won all 5 of Portela's first 5 outings. He's ahead of Massey. 1-2, the pitch on its way. And not sure where that one might have missed. Perhaps outside, perhaps a touch low. Count now 2-2. Portela, 27 innings, 30 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned, 9 walks, and 28 strikeouts to his credit. The 2-2. Underneath it, off to the left, will it stay in playable territory? Pujols, in foul ground, gives way to De Jesus, just left of the left field line. 1 down in the bottom of the first. Otters swept up 2-0 in the top half of the opening frame, thanks to Elijah Mcnamee's 2-run single, bringing home J.R. Davis and Riley Crane with 2 out. That will bring up Yeltsin Gudinho, right-handed hitting shortstop. 228 on the season. Line in the first pitch from Portela. That misses outside, 1-0. Gudinho, 18 through his first 79. 3 doubles, 1 homer to his credit this season. The 1-0 from Portela. A breaking ball taken out toward left field. Coming on and making a diving grab, a sliding grab to his knee is Bryce Denton. He was coming in, moving to his right, went down to a knee, and picked the baseball, working his left glove hand over his right leg and making the grab maybe just a couple of inches from the turf. How about that play from the Otters' slick fielding left fielder? 2 down. First pitch swinging is Luke Mangeri. Coming in is Mcnamee. He comes in and making another sliding grab. He went down to his left knee, picked it out of the turf. And the call made by first base umpire Chris Dykman lets you know it wasn't a trap grab. How about those corner outfielders for the Otters? Picking up Polo Portela with a couple of pretty plays. Top of the second, Otters lead 2-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Looking to buy a new home? We've got a sweet deal for you. Get a home sweet home mortgage loan from Heritage Federal Credit Union and get a great low rate, plus get $500 cash back. That's right. Get a great low rate on your mortgage loan and get $500 cash back. Apply at Heritage Federal Credit Union, where the mortgage loans are sweet and the service can't be beat. Get your $500 cash back today at your local HFCU branch or apply online at hfcu.info/mortgages.
Top of the second inning. Otters lead 2-0 at Rent-One Park, the home of the Southern Illinois Miners. A couple of fine defensive plays by the Otters' corner outfielders in the bottom half of the first helped Polo Portela to a 1-2-3 inning. Bryce Denton responsible for a sliding grab that was good for the second out. He faces Michael Austin. The first pitch he sees, he fouled back out of play to the right. The wind and the 0-1 from Austin. The bat goes flying on the swing. Luckily, Christopher Pujols, who was in the on-deck circle, was a little bit to the left of that one. Bryce Denton might want to reapply a little bit of pine tar. We saw that last night, too, in Joliet. One of the Slammers lost their bat on a swing. Denton, Pujols, and Penner. 7, 8, 9 facing Michael Austin, who gave up 2 runs in the top of the first inning. And a foul ball here off, I believe, the home plate umpire James Purnell's mask. He will take a moment, and catcher John Cable will give him one. Elijah Mcnamee, following a 2-out double by Riley Crane that put runners in scoring position with 2 out. Took a Michael Austin fastball into center field to give the Otters a 2-0 lead, scoring Davis and Crane from third and second, respectively. Denton down on the count, the 0-2. Breaking ball, called third strike. James Purnell, the home plate umpire, rings up Bryce Denton. First punch out in the top of the second. Second overall for Michael Austin. First out of the inning brings up Christopher Pujols. Pujols went 1 for 4 last night. Also had a double in that Joliet series. Strike called on him, 90 on the gun, the fastball from Austin. The 0-1 is fouled off by Pujols. Pujols looking like he's putting it together at the plate a little bit better in more recent games. Struggled a bit out of the gate. The 0-2. That pitch misses outside, 1-2. Was batting down below 200 for a short while, as this 1-2 pitch is hit out toward foul territory. First baseman underneath it for the second out. Pujols put away on a pop-up. 2 down in the top of the second inning. It brings up Andrew Penner. The first offering to him is a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Fouling this off to his right. Now is Penner. He's down 0-2. The wind in the 0-2 to Penner. The Otters' second baseman misses high. Penner also acquired from the Washington Wild Things via trade. Just like Michael Austin was for the Miners, so too was Penner for the Otters. But Austin gets the best of Penner with a high heater. Penner swings through it for the final out of the top of the second. Couple of Ks for Michael Austin. We head to the bottom of inning number 2. Otters with a 2-0 lead. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Looking to buy a new home? We've got a sweet deal for you. Get a home sweet home mortgage loan from Heritage Federal Credit Union and get a great low rate, plus get $500 cash back. That's right. Get a great low rate on your mortgage loan and get $500 cash back. Apply at Heritage Federal Credit Union, where the mortgage loans are sweet and the service can't be beat. Get your $500 cash back today at your local HFCU branch, or apply online at hfcu.info/mortgages.
Bottom of inning number 2, the Otters with a 2-0 lead. The first pitch breaking ball from Portela. Called a strike on the outside part of the plate. He faces Gianfranco Wawu, the right-handed hitting designated hitter. Portela a 1-2-3 bottom half of the first. The wind in the 0-1. Fastball called a strike. Inside part of the plate. Ahead in the count 0-2 as a baseball flies onto the field of play from a group of youngsters playing a little bit of baseball down behind the right field line. That's taken care of, so now we'll have the 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball, a called strike 3. Wait a minute. Strike 3. Gianfranco Wawu set down on strikes for the first out in the bottom of the second. It is also Polo Portela's first punch-out of the early evening. And it brings up Nolan Early, the left-handed hitting left fielder for the Miners. First pitch fastball called a strike. Inside part of the plate. Looks like Portela added a little bit of cut action almost. Seemed to dart in toward the left-handed hitter. The 0-1. They go right back to that same spot. Can't get a call. It's 1-1. With one out, the 1-1 is skied foul off to the left and out of play. Otters again up 2-0. They've got one out in the bottom of the second. Portela facing the fourth-year minor, Nolan Early. Another two-strike offering, and he goes back to that fastball inside part of the plate. No strike called by home plate umpire James Purnell, or just off the inside part of the plate perhaps. Special thanks to one director of communications, Preston Leinenbach, for going out to, I believe it's Carbondale, Illinois, and a soft little looper out toward right. No problem for the second baseman, Andrew Penner, picking it up for the second out. Handful of front office staff, I think, along with some other Otters faithful down at the ballpark tonight here at Rentwood Park in Marion, Illinois. It is also a Southern Illinois University alumni night here. So plenty of maroon to go along with the blue and white. The first pitch to the left-handed hitting Ian Walters is taken inside for a ball. Walters, the third baseman, batting with two out in the bottom of the second. The wind and the 1-0. Rips it foul. Out of play, it bangs in and off a cement wall behind the right field line, back into the field of play. Mcnamee tosses a souvenir right back from where it came. Walters, the Miners rookie. The 1-1 misses in. Walters also an SIU product himself here on SIU Alumni Night. Ahead in the count, 2-1. Pitch home from Portela. Went off speed, he floats it in there. Count draws even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Miners' third baseman, Walters. Came in hitting .318, did Walters. The 2-strike pitch is fouled off to the left and out of play. Walters .318 through 66 at-bats in 20 games. 4 doubles, a triple, and 14 runs driven in. Club high. With 2 out, we'll do it again. Portella's got his sign, the 2-2. Rips it foul. Walters battling Portella. Portella, the Cumberland University grad, going up against the former SIU Saluki. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 punch-outs in the inning for Portella. He's retired the first 6 he's faced. Top of the 3rd coming up. Otters with a 2-0 lead. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
You live by what's right. It's part of who you are and what drives you to always do more, to give more. At Old National, we get it. We're the bank built on integrity and community. The bank named the world's most ethical company for the last 10 years. The bank that focuses on your financial goals every day. Because your success is everything. And that's why we're here. You live by what's right. And at Old National, we bank by it. Find us at oldnational.com/locations. Member FDIC.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Back here in Southern Illinois, Marion, Illinois to be exact. Top of the 3rd inning, Miles Gordon leading off. 1-pitch chopper down to first base, taken unassisted. Just like that, 1 out for the Otters. And I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous. I got to shake off their play-by-play rust here, Ryan Brown.
It's been a little while, hasn't it? I mean, after a couple of weeks following the end of the UE season, we're back here, and I'm a little nervous too, because now I know that my boss can really get to see everything that's going on. No texting during the game. Everything going on.
I'm not that straight, I hope.
No, not at all.
As Andy DeJesus steps up for the second time from the left side. Takes one outside for ball 1.
No, I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to do a little color commentary.
And the 1-0 sent opposite way down the left field line toward the corner. It's going to get down at the track fair. DeJesus will trot into second easily. Give a nice little wave to his partners down in the dugout with a 1-out double.
Yeah, a nice job by DeJesus going the opposite way. I don't know if the perfect read was made out there by the left fielder, Craig Massey. Dusk is approaching, So you wonder, with also the white backdrop of overcast
Right.
skies, if he might have lost that one. Saw him put the glove up as he approached the wall, so not quite sure if he read that one all as well as he could have.
And also, the wind is blowing out that way. So did it carry further than what he initially thought? And it kind of, the ball went away from him a little bit. J.R. Davis at the plate now takes strike one.
That's a great call. I bet you that's exactly what happened, because there is a good chunk of wind. We got that giant flag out that way, out beyond right center.
Yeah, it must be I'm assuming a car dealership over there. Can't quite make it out. Usually they're the ones that have the giant American flags.
Oh, yeah.
There's a big cut from Davis. Comes up empty, though. Now he's down 0-2 in the hole. But nonetheless, still a little catcher-pitcher visit, despite getting the swinging strike.
Yeah, you almost wonder if there might have been some kind of a cross-up that we didn't get to see because of the foul ball. Because we didn't see Austin shake off a pitch, I don't think so.
In the case, which I'm sure you've already probably elaborated to, Austin just being acquired a couple weeks ago by the Miners. Of course, comes out, makes a historic start in his debut for the Miners. That one's fouled back, so Davis will stay alive, 0-2. But also Cable, the catcher, he's recently new to the club for Southern Illinois as well. Because we saw him initially, at least on the roster, with Lake Erie back in early June at Bosse Field.
So two guys, limited opportunity to work with one another. Not as easy to get on the same page.
Austin looks back to second to check on DeJesus, then fires home. Again, another pitch fouled off back to the netting by Davis.
Really have liked the opportunity to see Davis's approach at the plate early in the season. Definitely doesn't seem like he's afraid to bat with two strikes.
Overall, I think at times the two-strike approach has been pretty respectable for the Otters club this year. Especially when falling down in the 0-2 hole like this, with that one getting through into left field. Kind of ate up the third baseman a little bit. We'll see if that's a hit or an error. I mean, that was pretty well hit. And it looks like it will be a hit officially, which is probably the right call because that was hit based on a short hop in front of him. That was going to be tough to scoop up.
Yeah, it was the shortstop. It was just the short hop in front of the third baseman, Ian Walters. Hard hit, too. Probably in the big leagues, you might call that an error, but seeing as he didn't make any kind of contact with it, you can probably let that go.
Yeah, last I checked, the likes of Arenado and Machado and some of the great third basemen in Major League Baseball, not there.
Yeah, they might have it, but not everybody.
So here's Riley Crane. He takes strike one on the outer half. And as we've already mentioned a few times in the first 2 weeks of the season, Crane becoming a fan favorite quickly in Evansville.
Oh, the affable personality.
Check on Davis at first. Back with the head first slide. So runners on the corners for Evansville. Here in the top of the third, the Otters are already up 2-0 against the Miners with 2 runs on 5 hits. No 1 count to Crane with 1 out as well. They shade him a little bit toward opposite field. Another check on at first. Davis still back in there safely. And DeJesus at third takes his lead over in foul territory. A base hit to right field. That'll get down in front of the right fielder. DeJesus, just for good measure, slides into home plate safely. It's a 3-0 lead for Evansville. An RBI knock for Riley Crane.
You're right. On the good measure slide, the throw didn't come toward home, so DeJesus could have gotten away with not having to slide, but nice base running by him as the line drive was carrying out to right. He knows he's got good enough speed. He should be tagging from third. That's exactly what he did with 1 out. And able to score. And it looks like it's going to be the pitching coach on to talk with Austin here.
Yeah, it's, again, what we thought maybe was a little cross-up earlier, and then, of course, now consecutive base runners, 3 straight, in fact, with DeJesus, Davis, and Crane getting on. Gordon was the first out of the inning with a first pitch out, with Mcnamee waiting around the home plate area ready to dig in. And for Mcnamee, he will dig in, and he helped the team get off to a good start in that first inning. 2 RBIs on a single, driving in Davis and Crane. And as you were telling me about your adventures getting here to Southern Illinois early this morning, I'm sure the team was excited to get off to a good start in the first inning tonight as he swings and misses at strike 1.
Well, if you get to talk with some of these ball players and you look at what research is available to them, they're often able only to look at, with not as many advanced metrics as you have in bigger leagues, the line score. And how about the line score for Austin coming in today's game?
It's well hit by Mcnamee. It's going to get down in the gap, and it's going to get all the way to the corner wall there in the angle left center. Davis, Crane, Mcnamee will get to third, but 2 runs score. And the Otters are pouring it on here in the first 3 frames.
How about Elijah Mcnamee? Now 4 runs driven in through his first 2 at-bats. I mean, this guy loves run-scoring opportunities, and for good reason.
And he'll call him big hit back for nothing. And it's good to see his power starting to come through a little bit in the last few games.
Yeah, that was an authoritative drive to the gap. The turf helped that one with the extra bounce over the left fielder Massey's head to get it into that notch in left center, which probably turned it from what could have been a double to a triple. But a nice job by Mcnamee.
So here comes Dakota Phillips. He takes a big rip at the first pitch he sees, and I've seen that already a couple times in this inning where Evansville's picking up on something from Austin on the mound.
Now that's a great theory. That might have been what was discussed. Maybe they think he's telling or tipping something off.
There's a little bit of some light movement in the bullpen for Southern Illinois. No one throwing quite yet. So that one down and away, another swing and a miss, 0-2 to Phillips. Phillips behind the plate catching this evening. There's just great versatility all across the board for the Otters. It feels like this year you can move Crane around, you can move Phillips, Davis. I mean, there's just so many players who can move around. Didn't in the outfield. And another swing and a miss on 3 straight pitches. Phillips strikes out. That's out number 2 here in the top of the third.
Well, what that also allows you to do with the great versatility is to keep bats like Phillips in the lineup by having him being able to play not just, behind the dish. If he needs a day off from behind there, he can play first. Crane, by the way, you can keep Crane's bat in the lineup when you do that too, because he can go over and play third or second. So, yeah, great to keep the offense rolling.
Bryce Denton steps up, steps in, looks at a pitch outside. Kind of a good way to keep the guys fresh without having to take their bat out of the lineup, like you were saying. Now, I was sitting here looking at the umpiring crew, later arrival for me this evening, but as you already kind of mentioned, that last half inning strike called. A familiar umpiring crew with Purnell and Dykeman. We just saw them last week at Bossy Field.
Which you'd think it's a little easier to develop that rapport that might at the plate buy you an extra strike call or something like that. Yeah, a tough umpiring series.
This one's ripped by Denton. Down to the left field wall. It's an easy run for Mcnamee as he can literally walk home. Denton, he'll find his place at second base. And if we were at home, that'd be a deer-head double-decker double.
Now a 6-0 lead for the Otters. They went up 6-0 on the Slammers in the third inning alone. Now we're in the top of the third. Still got a guy out there. What so fascinates me, Preston, is getting to see Michael Austin here through that great Frontier League Pitcher of the Week outing he had last week. The Otters getting to tag him up. Great offense versus great pitching. Look who's winning.
This is Pujols. Looks like one downstairs below the knees. The third baseman for the Otters popped out his first time. And it's always fascinating to see how does a guy, of course, there's been some time since he threw his no-hitter. But how do they follow that performance, that historic performance up? You see it quite often where there's a little bit more of a microscope for those guys, even if they're major league level coming off of a no-hitter. That one's taken upstairs that time, 2-0 to Pujols.
Well, you almost wonder if it's the similar effect of if a guy hits a big home run and then for his next 10 at-bats he's swinging for the fences every single time. Are you always trying to nibble at the corners?
On the 2-0, Pujols was waiting for me a 2-0 fastball. That one cannot be caught. Good attempt, though. Looked like it was the first baseman, Mangeri. That's a familiar name around these parts, not just for Southern Illinois, but a Missouri Valley Conference product. I remember calling some of his at-bats when he was with the Bradley Braves, when they would make their trip to Evansville, or vice versa.
Oh, yeah? So you've got the in-depth scouting report on him.
Yeah, yep.
Swap notes with Andy before the game, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's another big rip. That's the thing. Evansville's giving their all in all these swings, even the misses here in this inning. As the count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner at second for the Otters. That's Denton. Pujols at the plate. Already 6 total across the plate through the first 2 2/3 for the Otters. Fouled back to the netting to stay alive.
I think what is so impressive early on, the idea that these hitters are on the attack for the second night in a row. And they're not getting little squib hits off of Austin. These are hard hit line drives, one after another.
Looks like he tried to go slider there and missed down and away. Cable able to slide to his right to make the play defensively. So now the count's full, 3-2. Defense still slightly shading to the pull side for Pujols despite the 2-strike count. And what a take by Pujols. Ball 4. He'll make his way down to first base.
Yeah, that's what you call stone cold right there. That's the ice in the veins take. That didn't miss by a whole lot. The fastball at 88. But Pujols able to track it, see it miss outside, and keep the inning alive.
First and second for the Otters on the base paths. Pinner, the batter now for Evansville. And again, Austin going back to that spot where he tried to get the strikeout on Pujols, misses with the first pitch to Pinner at 88. It's 1-0.
He's looking a little tired out there, too. He's been hitting as much as 91. He hasn't hit much over 88 this later part of the inning.
Yeah, nobody likes to have high-stress innings, especially this early in the game. As that one's fouled back by Pinner. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's one thing giving maybe the 2 runs in the first inning, but giving a 4 in this third frame.
Yeah, you almost felt like you were lucky to tag him in the first.
And now is he trying to become too fine, may do a little too much to try to get out of it. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. That one up at the zone at 89. Looked appetizing to probably any batter in the batter's box as Pinner swung and missed.
Yeah, the big man. He just reared back and let it fly.
And Austin steps off to regroup himself. May reorganize the signs between him and Cable behind the plate.
To your point, pressing that communication.
Especially with Denton at second. Weak rounder towards second. Play will be made. On to first for the third out. 4 runs in the inning. It's a 6-0 lead in total for the Otters. Heading to the bottom of the third here on the Otters Digital Network.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Bottom of the third from Marion, Illinois. Otters up 6-0 after a 4-run top half. Polo Portella, he's facing Carson Bartels. He misses outside with a first pitch breaking ball, 1-0 on Bartels, who is the number 7 batter in the order. It's in the order, as Portella has retired the first 6 he has faced. 1-0 fastball in there for a strike. Ryan Brown alongside Preston Leinenbach. And Preston, these bats are coming through early.
You love to see it. You'd love to see it. Again, it's just, as someone who saw the exhibition games, which again didn't mean anything, so many guys just trying to make the team, how kind of inconsistent the offense looked in the preseason. It's come around here in the last week, also with the winning streak, but even tonight.
1-1 breaking ball misses outside. That seemed to be one thing missing, maybe from the first 2 games in Joliet, was the offense. And then these already 2 nights in a row looking a little bit more authoritative at the plate.
And which is surprising in some ways, I guess.
2-1 pitch in there for a strike, goes back to that slurve. 2-2.
This is obviously a bigger ballpark dimension-wise, especially down the lines than Massey Field, but yet Evansville has found the gaps. They don't need to hit it over the fence. They can keep it inside the ball yard and just put it where the outfielders aren't.
The wind in the 2-2. It's ripped out toward left field. Out toward the corner. Denton over, though, to cut it off. To hold Carson Bartels to a leadoff single. First hit allowed by Polo Portella. Yeah, to your point, the big yard. 320 down the line and left, but it gets wider right after. 392 down toward the corner. They say the notch is around 407 out and left. 400 to straightaway center. 375 to the power alley in right. 335 down the corner in right field.
And as we saw in the last inning, those notches out there in the gaps can play some tricks on the outfielders a little bit if the ball gets past.
First pitch to John Cable. Fastball at 88 misses outside.
Be interested to see here. Sorry, Ryan. I was just going to say, with Portella being back on the mound, it always seems like the issues for him come maybe the second or third time through the order. So now I'm interested to see, how he adjusts to that as the season goes along, including the start here tonight.
The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. Portella, he's got great swing in this stuff. He's been able to rack up strikeouts early in his career, but as you say, later in games, it's interesting to see what happens when guys start to lay off that breaking ball of his. 1-1 home. Fouled off to the left, out of play.
He has plenty of run support to work with here tonight, though. Again, just a great start for the Otters, and of course, against their rival, I'm sure they love to see it, as all of our fans do. And for me, it brings back memories. Last time I was here was when Evansville clinched their West Division title in 2019, the first one in over 20 years. We celebrate accordingly after the game, as most baseball clubs do when they win something and clinch a spot of some kind.
1-2 misses low. As you've earned, well deserved at that point.
And that's what makes it all worthwhile. As we've already found out, we're only a month into the season, but it's a long baseball season.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stress, a lot of work, a lot of preparation, but it makes it all worthwhile when the team does well and you can celebrate with some champagne showers.
The 2-2, that's fouled back up to the second deck here, in and out of the suite level. Back down to the main concourse. Facing Cable. The Miners' backstop came in with a .290 batting average. 5 runs driven in. One of the hotter hitters in the lineup. 6 for 11 through his last 5 games.
Although, as you mentioned a couple innings ago now, being SIU alumni, as a UE alum and rival school.
2-2, yes he did, said home plate umpire James Purnell. Strikeout for Portela.
It's a little too much maroon for my liking. I want to see a little bit more purple and white, but we're not in Evansville anymore.
You're not in Evansville anymore, Dorothy.
As the two schools are rivals of the Missouri Valley Conference.
The Salukis, rivals of the Purple Aces.
Of course, their history goes even past longer back than when the two schools were in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Anthony Bricado stands in. A high pop. Phillips will pull the mask off and give it a look. It gets back and out of play, 0-1.
It goes back to when the two schools were in their college division days, the 60s, early 70s, which would now be the equivalent of Division II. And they met a time or two for the national championship.
Really?
Yep. I mean, both schools had storied basketball runs during that era.
You're talking about a 60-year rivalry at that point. And the 0-1 breaking ball misses out. And Otters fans know how even a 14-year rivalry, like back 2007 between two clubs, how that can be pretty contentious. So think about just 60 years of history.
It's still there. When each team goes to town, when SIU goes to Evansville, plays at the Fort Center, there's just an intensity about it, just like there is here with the Miners and the Otters.
1-1 breaking ball, swing and a miss from Anthony Bricado.
And it worked out, too, where both those schools had recognizable names come out of those teams. So for Evansville, probably most notably in that era, besides the head coach A-Rod McCutcheon, Jerry Sloan, who went on to be a Hall of Famer, of course, and coached the Jazz for the longest time and passed away last year. But for SIU, Walt Frazier.
Oh, yeah.
Had his career with the Knicks, and, of course, we've seen him in the TV commercials now.
1-2, high chopper to third. Pujols, after a double pump, throws on to Crane to still get the out. 2 down as the runner Bartels advances to second.
And it's just, Evansville, not a huge city. Marion, Carbondale, not a big populated area in terms of, it's not like it's Chicago or the big metropolitan areas. But just so much history and greatness to come out of those areas. And even on the baseball diamond for each of the schools, too. It's not just basketball schools we're talking about. They're across the board.
UE, of course, having big leaguers like Andy Bennis to their ranks, their roles. First pitch, a strike on Craig Massey. Now, SIU, correct me if I'm wrong, they've got, I'm going to blank on the name now, but it was an outfielder, 2001 World Series winner, Steve Finley. I don't know if you remember that name playing ball from back in the day. 19-year big league career. Fouling this off to the left, Craig Massey.
Yeah, they have a lot. You have the names here in front of us. And just reading some of these names, it's great, just amazing stuff.
How about Dwayne Kuiper?
Yeah.
Did you know that? I didn't know that at all.
Which, all the best to him right now.
Yeah.
He's obviously a legend in the game of baseball and broadcasting now, but going through some tough times.
The 0-2 off the hands, but he still has enough to muscle it out toward left center. Gordon underneath it for a scoreless bottom of the third for Polo Portela. He works around a leadoff base hit and sends matters to the top of the fourth. Otters with a 6-0 lead. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Top of the fourth, first pitch to Miles Gordon. Called a ball. Still Michael Austin out there. He was roughed up a little bit for 4 runs in the top of the third. The 1-0 on its way. That misses low. 6-0 the score. Here in the top of the fourth in favor of the Evansville Otters. Looking to win their 20th game of the season. Ryan Brown alongside Preston Leinenbach. As the 2-0 misses in. 3-0 now on the Otters leadoff hitter. Coming to you live from Marion, Illinois. The 3-0 pitch fires a fastball in there, does Austin.
So going back to look at that third inning, the breakdown, it looks like they did change that to an error by the third baseman on Davis's play.
Oh, really?
Even though it short hopped him a little bit.
Fouled off the foot of Gordon here. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes with the foul ball. Really? I did not see they put that up on the scoreboard. They try to sneak that one by us, Preston.
You gotta watch them sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience of these official scores.
Yeah, they wanted to
They sometimes take a little time to ponder it a little bit.
A little bit of the reverse hometown discount. Austin facing Gordon. The 3-2 on its way. And he takes this out toward right field, but out of play. Wow, he hit that a long way. He hit it off the James Valley Company sign, which is a little patio deck bar area right behind the right field line, approaching the foul pole. Dang. 3-2, ground ball foul, right side. Gordon, he has done his job out of the top of the lineup this season. So many ways you could try to measure the production of a leadoff guy. The 3-2. That misses high for ball 4. So there's one way, the old on-base percentage. But how about Gordon having scored enough runs to put him top 5 in the leaderboards in the stat line this season? Good table setter. And here's the 1-2 punch between Gordon and Andy DeJesus, who strolls to the plate.
I hear Elvis's music, and I believe our Elvis is in the stands tonight.
Yes, Elvis is in the building.
I'll see if I can get him to come up here.
We should have him on.
I'm going to try. When I get down here, I'm going to go down and see if I can get the rest of them up here.
Good. We need to do it. This is the Evansville Otters front office show.
They don't
and
need to
the
be
first
shy.
pitch, Gordon running, the throw sails into center field. Gordon hops up, thinks about third, but he'll be content with nobody out to stay at second base.
I love the call. I love that call. Obviously, you're up 6-0. Why not be aggressive and keep going?
Right.
You know, it's still early in the game. You have the momentum, and right there is an instance where forcing the defense to make a play with Gordon's speed on the base paths. I love that call. I mean, you're not risking anything when you're up 6-0.
Gordon in at second. Nobody out following the stolen base. The pitch missed to DeJesus, the 1-0. That's in there for a strike. Well, consider this, and this is not a knock on the Otters, but they were up 11-0 on the Slammers last night,
Right.
and they gave up 6 runs in the 8th.
Right. You gotta keep going. Keep the foot on the gas, because you never know how much is actually going to be enough.
Liner out towards center, past the second baseman. This will put runners at the corners with nobody out. Andy DeJesus aboard with his second hit tonight. Yeah, you said it. Got to keep the foot on the gas. It brings up J.R. Davis. He's been on base twice tonight, once safely. He reached on what was eventually ruled an error back in the third inning. A hard hit ground ball to the third baseman, Ian Walters.
Like I said, that was a tough play. I don't think there's any way you can glove that cleanly with the short hop that it took on the velocity that it was coming at him. I mean, basically, the only thing you got to do is just be a goalie and get behind it and block it and knock it down somehow, I think. But
first pitch slider misses high. Right. I mean, also consider playing on turf, of course. It's often that first hop almost skips by faster.
Mm-hmm.
It can almost add some velo. Throw over to first. DeJesus dives back safely. And we'll add there, you do something like that, runners at the corners, nobody out, you want to pick off at first base? Well, okay, if you're going to pay attention to us on the base paths. As The 1-0 breaker is swung on and missed 1-1. I mean, in that way, you're almost giving the Otters the green light to steal, aren't you?
Yeah, the mind on the mound is elsewhere right now.
Another throw over. DeJesus again back safely. Otters with a 6-run lead in the top of the 4th inning. 6-0 the score. 1-1 the count on the Otters' designated hitter. Fastball outside part of the plate, taken for a strike. I don't think Davis loved that call.
Yeah, that's not the call he was wanting, especially earlier when we saw a couple pitches near that same spot from Austin that last inning he was out there miss. And then all of a sudden it was a strike. Now from our elevated view, it's hard to see, how close on that borderline was it compared to those from earlier. Just impressive, though. I just want to say, like, the start for this team, considering, and for me, who saw, the last game in 2019 and been here for years, there's so many new faces, and yet it's gelled together like it has.
1-2 cut on miss for the strikeout, 1 down.
That's not easy for most teams to do, is find that chemistry and have success right away. A lot of people talk about, the superstar teams of the NBA and how it takes them a little bit to gel and play together. And I don't think Evansville's had that issue this year with all the new faces.
Well, what was it we said going back to the history books that through 24, now through 26 games, that this is the best start the Otters have ever gotten off to in franchise history?
Yeah, last night's win pushed them over that hump. If they would have lost again last night, then they would have been stuck tied, I think, with the 2015 team off the top of my head here, without the record book in front of me.
Oh, very good. Fly ball out toward left center. This should be deep enough to score a run. The center fielder, Bricado, underneath it. As Miles Gordon scores from third, Riley Crane, the sacrifice fly, gives the Otters a 7-0 lead in the top of the 4th. How about Riley Crane? That's RBI number 29. He collected one back in the top of the 3rd. That's his second ribby today. One of the more productive hitters in the Frontier League to this point. And you've got to say the same thing about this guy, Elijah Mcnamee, as he steps to the plate. First pitch fastball grounded through the left side of the infield. Mcnamee aboard for the 3rd time today.
And a big part of figuring out how to make this work with all the new faces is just eventually finding the right combination of the lineup. And with Crane, Mcnamee, Davis, Evansville's found that. Phillips even, he was probably a 4-hole hitter for a lot of teams. He's batting below the 5th spot on most nights. And that just, again, says a lot about this team and the way they've been able to piece it together. And it's just great to watch. Even with Crane gets out, he's still being productive.
Right.
And I think, Riley Crane's found a good home in Evansville. He's kind of bounced around the Frontier League a couple times already before Evansville, but I think he's found his home here.
First pitch change to Dakota Phillips, cut on and missed, 0-1. Yeah, Crane, no doubt a presence to have in that cleanup spot. He just looks the part. The 0-1 is ripped out toward right field. It will fall for a base hit. They will round and send DeJesus around third. He will score. It's a 2-out RBI single to right for Dakota Phillips. That extends the Otters' lead to 8. 8-0 now in the top of the 4th.
It's not out there yet, but the footsteps from the Miners' dugout are getting a little bit louder. Looks like a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Miners. I can't make out the number from here. I was trying to at least decipher maybe the black outline around the numbering, but I can't.
Yeah, definitely a tall right-hander.
Because I know if Bill was here, and I'm sure he's probably listening, he's probably knows where I'm leading with this, that eventually, as he would say, the little general is going to come out of that dugout and make a move, which I'm shocked that they haven't already, but who knows what the pitching situation's like for them right now, based on, again, coming off of a series of their own the last couple days. It's not like it's early in the week coming off of a Monday off day.
So the conference on the mound will break up. Last night, as you're alluding to, the Miners finished off a series with the Grizzlies.
So they did have a doubleheader on Wednesday against the Grizzlies. So that could affect some things.
They had to use 3 pitchers total in the game last night. Fuentes and Walters out of the bullpen. So your point, especially well taken with that doubleheader. You see a 3-game weekend series coming up. It brings up Bryce Denton, runners at the corners, 2 out. First pitch, little cut fastball in there for a strike. 0-1.
And give credit to the Miners. They're trying to get a streak of their own going. They've won 5 in a row, 7-3 in their last 10. Otters 9-1 in their last 10. Because it looked like for a while there that it was going to be a two-horse race.
And this is bounced off the catcher. He can't find it as it rolls up the third base line. Elijah Mcnamee will score from third as the ball bounces off of John Cable, the wild pitch from Austin. As Dakota Phillips advances to second, the Otters now lead 9-0.
Between Florence, which give credit to them, they've kept pace with Evansville despite Evansville's recent win streak over the last week. But Illinois is still kind of sticking around that 500 mark. And yet there's still over 2 months of baseball left, so who knows if they can really get back into the division race. Because, again, no wild cards this year. Straight up just the division champions going to the postseason.
Little old school.
Little old school. Just based on the situations of the uncertainty that transpired going into the season. Now, obviously, things are a little bit more clear, but you can't make drastic changes now in the middle of the year. Because, again, we were still kind of battling a pandemic when the planning was taking place for the 2021 season.
Right. As the 2-1 misses in on Denton.
So now maybe next year, 2022, things will get back to normal with maybe hopefully having the actual Canadian teams, Ottawa, Trois-Rivières, Quebec, and then having those wild card teams back into the postseason picture.
Well, apparently there was a little chatter in the bus today, we heard. The 3-1, that misses high. A 2-out walk to Denton puts runners at first and second with 2 out in the top of the 4th. And that will be all. But talking about how that the Canadian border is reopening, who knows what's going to happen with Keep Quebec? They might be headed back north.
Yeah, that opens up possibilities for them to actually have home games here in the second half of the season. And reason we have some time to talk, the general has come out to make a move for the bullpen for the Miners. Austin Snide is done. The footsteps were as loud as they could be once they got to the mound.
We will have a right-hander on to pitch. Otters have runners at first and second with 2 out. In the top of the 4th inning, they lead 9-0. We will get situated and call up the stat line on the new right-hander and be back to you right after this. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Top of the fourth inning, Otters with a 9-0 lead. Runners at first and second, 2 out. New man on the mound for the Southern Illinois Miners, Alex Brinkman, making his professional debut. He faces Christopher Pujols. The first pitch fastball at 93, says the radar gun. Misses out, 1-0.
From the University of Northwestern Ohio in Lima, Ohio, NAIA school. Overall, the numbers don't look too impressive. 8.58 ERA in his career, 1-7.
Ooh. And the pitch sails to the backstop off the catcher, John Cable's glove. The pitch was outside, out toward the left-handed batter's box, so likely not going to be scored a pass ball. The runners will advance 90 feet. Phillips over to third, Denton to second.
67 strikeouts to 56 walks. Of course, last year's small sample size before the shutdown, only 4 1/3 innings pitched. So they must see something, at least of the velocity, I guess, that they like, and they feel like they can work with and maybe kind of fine-tune.
Runners at second and third, the 2-0. That's up and in. Pujols has to back off the plate a little bit.
Throwing hard, 94 on that one. And he does kind of have a big, powerful motion, so it must be a matter of just his command and control, like most hard throwers.
6'3", 220 pounds. He comes set around the letters, the 3-0. That's fouled back to the netting. A little bit of a herky-jerky motion there out of Brinkman. Otters having scored 3 runs in the top of the fourth. They scored 4 in the top of the third. The rout is on in Southern Illinois.
You'd love to see it.
Yes, sir. 3-1 fouled back to the netting. 95, says the radar gun that time. He's ramping it up. Well, Michael Austin did not have the start that I suppose was advertised following his Frontier League Pitcher of the Week winning week last week, in which he threw a 7-inning no-hitter and then 2 innings, 1-hit shutout baseball. The 3-2 cut on and missed. So Alex Brinkman goes to a 3-0 count, but able to come back and punch out Christopher Pujols. Otters add another 3. Bottom of the fourth coming up. They lead 9-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Bottom of the fourth inning. It's been a long time since we've seen Polo Portela. He's on the mound. The bottom of the fourth, Otters with a 9-0 lead. Yeah, that's right. First pitch called a strike on Yeltsin Gudino. I said we haven't seen him in a while because the Otters added another 3 runs in the top half of the 4th. So far through the first third of Portella's potential outing as the 0-1 is fouled back to the netting. He's allowed just 1 base runner. He's also struck out 3 batters. And he's ahead of Gudino, 0-2. Portella. The wind and the 0-2. Fastball misses up and away. Portella, the Cumberland University product. The 1-2. Fouled back again. The Sacramento, California native. Facing Gudino, who fouls off a 1-2 pitch. The Maracay, Venezuela native as well. Gudino, he flew out to left his last time. A little battle to begin the bottom of the 4th. Another 1-2. He takes this out toward left field. Underneath it is Denton. A few steps in, a few steps to his right. He makes the catch for the first out of the Miners' half of the 4th. It will bring up Luke Mangeri. He flew out to right field his last time. Sparkling play made by Elijah Mcnamee. Same thing with Gudino's first at bat, but on the other side of the outfield in Bryce Denton's territory. The wind and the first offering to Mangeri. That misses low, 1-0. 91 on the gun from Portella. Fouling this off to the left, out of play. Portella finished his senior season at Cumberland University back in 2019 when he went 6-2 through 13 starts, logging a 4.43 earned run average. He also struck out 83 batters in 83 1/3 innings. He also recorded 3 complete games. 1-1, fouled off his hands. Left side, Phillips racing toward the back wall to his left. It will get down, but actually out of play in the stands, as no one could make a clean play on it out there. Portella first attended Sacramento City College early in his college career. The 1-2. Ground ball to the left side, and Pujols. Nice play, lets it go foul. It had started inside the third base line, but on the hop, bounced into foul territory and left of the third base bag. Mangeri, like Gudino before him, trying to battle back from a 1-2 count. wind and the offering from Portela. That misses high. Otters first of 18 games between them and the Southern Illinois Miners. 6 series total. Now the 2-2. And that's lifted off to the left, out of play. Two-two fastball. Phillips thought he had picked up strike number 3. He hadn't. Otters playing in the conclusion of a 6-game road trip. The concluding series, that is. Played 3 on the outskirts of Chicago and Joliet. Now here in Marion, Illinois, they return Tuesday. I believe that's July 30th. We will confirm. With the series against the Florence Yalls. As the 3-2. Once again fouled back. That'll be June 29th. Correction, it'll be a Taco Tuesday. Want to make sure you get yourself out to the ballpark and watch, easy to say, the best team around. The 3-2. Fouling this back and over the roof here at Rent 1 Park is Luke Mangeri. Otters with a 9-run lead. Chasing starter Michael Austin of the Southern Illinois Miners early. And another one. That misses in for ball 4. 10-pitch at-bat for Mangeri. He's aboard with a 1-out walk. And the public address announcer here has hopefully come through your screen when Gianfranco Wawu comes to the plate. Possibly one of the best player introductions I've ever heard. I mean, that is genuinely phenomenal. He goes, Gianfranco Wawu. That's awesome. First delivery to Wawu. They went off speed. It misses out. 1-0. Mangeri off of first with 1 out. Playing ball in Marion, Illinois. Marion, Illinois. Facing off against the Southern Illinois Miners. Marion, founded back in the 1840s, as the 1-0 is cut on and missed, well behind the 88-mile-per-hour fastball. Marion was named after American Revolutionary War hero, General Francis Marion, who is also known as the Swamp Fox. The 1-1 misses out. He was one of the guerrilla war heroes of the Revolutionary War down in South Carolina. The city of Marion officially incorporated back in 1841. The 2-1. That's cut on and missed. 2-2. Went with the breaking ball. And Marion has had, to its credit, a few native sons who have gone on to play Major League Baseball. The wind and the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The bender gets the best of Wahoo. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. It's also the 4th punch-out for Portela as Nolan Early steps to the plate. Babe Borton was the first Marion, Illinois native to go on to play Major League Baseball. He did it all the way back in 1912. Parts of 3 seasons between 1912 and 1916. The first pitch, that misses in on Nolan Early. Babe Borton was playing in the Pacific Coast League, minor league ball, in the late 1910s. Now, what do you remember about the late 1910s as far as baseball is concerned? As the 1-0 to Early, it's a called strike, 1-1. But the Chicago Black Sox scandal of 1919, where the Black Sox threw the World Series to the Cincinnati Reds. Well, there was a little bit of trouble like that going on in the Pacific Coast League, as the 1-1 is a called strike, 1-2. And who was at the center of it all but one Mr. Babe Borton, again, the Marion, Illinois native. We might tell you about that when we return after what hopefully might be the last pitch of the inning. 1-2. That misses high. 2-2. Runner at first. 2 out. 2-2 count on Early. Facing Portela. Well, Borton, between 1917 and 1920 in the Pacific Coast League, played for the Vernon Tigers. And in 1919, he hit over 300. In 1920, 326. The 2-out, 2-2 pitch is hit out toward right field, a little shallow liner out toward Andrew Penner, who makes the grab for the final out. The line out to second will conclude the 4th inning. When we return in Marion, we'll finish up our Babe Borton story. Top 5 coming up. Otters lead 9-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Andrew Penner batting in the top of the 5th inning. Otters lead 9-0. They chased starter Michael Austin. An inning ago in the top of the fourth, a 3-run fourth for the Otters. Now still pitching following the conclusion of that one. In his professional debut, we will also add, is Alex Brinkman. 1-1 fastball at 95, inside part of the plate, called a strike. 1-2. Not nothing the score, the 1-2. Fouls it off. Marion, Illinois. Ryan Brown with you on the call. I think we're expecting a little bit of a round robin visitor set here in the booth at Rent One Park on Otters front office day. You get to hear from many of the faces, the voices, as the 1-2 is fouled off to the right, of the incredibly hard-working members of the front office staff down at Massey Field, which is not tooting one's own horn in any capacity. We're talking about full-time staff who are here all the time. 1-2 lined over the head of the first baseman, Luke Mangeri, into right. He was able to tip it off his glove, but aboard is Andrew Penner with a leadoff single in the top of the fifth inning. These hard-working front office staff who have decided to find their way out toward Marion. It's somewhat of a short drive, an hour and a half, 75 miles. That's part of the reason why the rivalry between these two clubs is so good. They're taking in a ball game on the road following the conclusion of a work week. You might think that they get a day off when the Otters aren't in town. That's not the case. They're still working Monday to Friday. At Massey Field, there are all kinds of Legion ball games that still go on, too. And not to mention, as Miles Gordon takes a pitch outside for ball one, all of the extra events. Miles Gordon batting with a runner at first and nobody out. He's 0 for 2, though he did walk and score a run his last time. Missing high with the fastball is Alex Brinkman. Penner off first. Gordon batting with a 2-0 count. Pitch misses inside. Now 3-0 on the Otters center fielder. Brinkman peers down, gets his sign. And he misses with ball 4 to Miles Gordon. It's a 4-pitch walk. That puts runners at first and second with nobody out. It'll bring up Andy DeJesus. Conversation between the catcher, John Cable, and Alex Brinkman. Again, this is his professional debut. He's thrown into the fire against a hot-hitting Otters lineup. Again, we're in the top of the fifth inning here at Rent One Park. And we are joined by one Trevor Bell and KJ Thomas, ticket sales intern and operations manager at the ballpark. KJ, is that the official title, operations manager?
Yes, it is Director of Operations and Food and Beverage.
Andy DeJesus, he takes a strike. You guys have both come down from Massey Field, basically. Really, you both got out of the ballpark today, and you came down to watch a little bit more baseball. Are we enjoying the Otters tonight with a 9-0 lead?
Yeah, absolutely. Crushing them right now.
Yeah, we're these bats are swinging tonight, and we're making contact and looking like we're in for a long night of baseball the way we're hitting right now. It's good to see.
Now, KJ, help take us through as DeJesus bats with a 1-1 count. The operations staff, every day it's pretty much you and Tristan Brown, and you guys are doing just a little bit of everything. So I'm curious to know, the 1-1 is cut on and missed. First off, you've been doing this now for a year and a half, 2 years?
This is my first year as the director. I was an intern back in 2019 in operations, so I did get a lot of experience in my 1 year here at the park.
What has been the most, I guess, arable is a good way to put it. Most surprising thing you've had to do that you were like, wow, I really did not expect I was going to be doing this as director of baseball, director of operations. I know it's a tough question to put you on the spot. There's probably lots.
Oh yeah, every day is something new. So that's one thing that's fun about the job itself is you don't know what you're gonna walk into every day, and you just find a way to deal with it and move on. Figure out how to solve your problems that you get. Thinking of one certain thing, man, that's a lot.
Well, especially
to miss us out.
Especially like operating an older ballpark. Third oldest ballpark in America probably comes with a lot of issues.
Yeah, there's a lot of stadium maintenance and upkeep.
Ground ball to the right side. And it's bobbled by the second baseman, Bartels. He was looking to the shortstop, Gudinho, to try to turn a 4-6-3 double play, but he was looking a little too early. Now the base is loaded with nobody out as Andy DeJesus is aboard on what will likely be scored the Miners' second error. Indeed it is. Sorry to cut you guys off there. Now the bases are loaded. And Trevor, how about in the front office working ticket sales? How about getting to see this club? Last night was a pretty busy weekend in terms of getting fans in the seats to conclude that series.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with our promotion with the African American Museum, it was great to see everybody out. I know the fans at home can't see it right now, but I'm actually sporting one of the African American Museum Otters T-shirts.
Right. Those are so cool to see. They got to throw out all of the ball players in that one were wearing replica Negro League jerseys from back in the day. That was fun, especially getting to dive into the history. Do we also have Superhero Night that same homestand? Or is that the one before?
I think that was the homestand before.
Okay, that was the homestand before. But we did that. There was a fireworks night also in mixed up with that.
Yeah, great first fireworks night. Great show. Perfectly paced. Great finale. Definitely going to want to come out for that next one.
J.R. Davis bats with the bases loaded, and he hammers one out toward left field. Going back is Massey, and it is a moonshot grand slam for J.R. Davis. Are you kidding me with this guy? He hit it to the back row of trees in probably the biggest part of the yard. He launches a grand slam that puts the Otters up 13-0 in the top of the fifth. Reactions, gentlemen.
I think you need to have more Otter staff up here with you during these games. This is fantastic.
This is insane. Preston comes up here, we score 7 runs. You guys are up here for 2 minutes, a grand slam. I don't think there's any question.
I've never seen anything like it. It's
the Otters putting the route on.
Just hammering a grand slam.
Now, here's something I've been wanting to ask everybody. I thought Preston, because he works with the communications, he needs to be very unbiased. Riley Crane steps to the plate. The first pitch to him is hit on a one-hopper to first. Mangeri will take it to back himself for the long-awaited first out of the inning. 3 unassisted. Brings up Elijah Mcnamee. Early on in the season, do we have any favorite players? Gentlemen, anybody who stands to mind, it's like, wow, this guy, this is, you've gotten to wave at, say hello to, anything like that?
It's got to be Riley Crane. The Crane train, rocking the mustache, just comes up with swagger in the box, just hits with confidence. Got to go for Riley Crane.
How about you, KJ?
I'm also on the Crane train. All aboard, everybody. This guy, he can hit it with the best of them. Always a good smile to see around the ballpark whenever he's getting his warm-up stuff in, getting his workout on. Just a good guy to have around the ballpark, too.
Now, KJ, I think you might have coined the phrase "all aboard the crane train" because we got to hear it a couple of weeks ago out on the ball field. That's pretty good. Have you thought about moving from operations to maybe some T-shirt sales and that sort of deal? Putting that together as the 0-1 is cut on and missed by Mcnamee.
I know Keith's got that press for his little press business for his T-shirts, so and we might work something out here. Get Riley Crane Train.
Does he really?
T-shirts going on.
Does account executive Keith Milliken have a little T-shirt press business going on?
He's got a little side action going on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know. We might need to get some. Well, there were rumors that some people might be interested in putting together a Rally Taco T-shirt. Is this right? Can we confirm this? You guys are closer to the ballpark.
Yeah, I think the word is Rally Taco is 2-0 right now. I think if we get 3-0 with Rally Taco, the shirts are coming.
3-0 is Rally Taco.
Yes.
What happens if we go 2-1 and then 3-1?
I think that'll take a little bit of talking with the brass upstairs, but I think we can do it.
So we're talking, of course, about the Rally Taco Nate, who is one of our marketing interns down at the ballpark we get to see, Nathaniel Barbie, and he has come out twice in the taco getup when the Otters have needed a rally at home, and Elijah Mcnamee batting now, the 0-2 to him, grounded foul to the left side, was the beneficiary of one of the Rally Taco rallies. Is that all right? That was the ball he hit out to left field to win the game for the Otters on a Tuesday night game against the Gateway Grizzlies over a week ago. Mcnamee, by the way, in this one, 2 for 2, 4 ribbies collected by him already, the 0-2. And he's just fouling anything he can see off now. He fouls this off to the right and out of play. Well, the other thing I think definitely to bring up and mention, we asked Bryson Moore about it when he was on the air with us a little while ago. There is a lot of talk. We've got the 0-2 pitch coming up, the wind and the delivery, grounded foul to the left side. A lot of talk. I mean, the Otters are playing well. I mean, they're winning 13-0 here in the top of the fifth. They're off to the best start in franchise history, en route to their 20th win, probably tonight. And, kind of a big whoop. But the real story around Massey Field is that there is some kind of special wiffle ball league that might be building in the works. Can you guys comment to that at all? As the wine and the 0-2 is home, it misses outside 1-2.
I'm not sure if we can comment at the moment. Still trying to fill out the rosters, but we
Really?
did get a little scrimmage in the other night at the end of our homestand, and I think we're feeling really good about the prospect of having a little wiffle ball league going on.
How did the reports from the end of the homestand go on the wiffle ball game there, Trevor? Can you tell us who played? And was anyone involved? Any standouts from our eyes on the ground? The 1-2 cut on a miss for the second out.
So we had a good majority of the front office staff participating, but I would say the secret weapon was Vice President Joel Padfield.
Really?
Just 3 pitches, 3 singles, hard line drives. Yeah, Joel Padfield, secret weapon.
KJ, how about for you? Any other secret weapons there you saw there that I hear you guys are kind of in the talks that you might be one of the founding members of possibly one of these wiffle ball teams. So I know you guys have your eyes set out on young talent. Anybody there at that wiffle ball game at the end of the homestand?
I did see Preston out there making some big snags defensively. Always had a good contact on the ball, making something happen. I don't think he got out any at bats. So
Really?
I think he's batting perfect out there. So another guy to keep my eye on. Yeah.
First pitch to Dakota Phillips is cut on and missed. So here's the question. If a draft were held today, who gets picked ahead of whom? Joel Padfield, the vice president of the Otters, or Director of Communications, Preston Leidenbach?
It's a tough one. You're trying to think, who is the best player right now, but you're also thinking upside potential with Preston. But I think you have to go with the established veteran in Joel Padfield.
Okay, that's your pick, Trevor. KJ, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, if you are looking for that strong, team spirit guy, just a team captain, just go for morale. Good solid core piece to build your team around. Whoever else you have to draft throughout rest of the league there. So I think he's a solid option as well.
Very, very reminiscent of John Schultz on the Otters. You know, that veteran presence,
Oh.
that locker room guy, that
Yes.
steady in the lineup. I know he's not playing tonight at the moment, but yeah, gives me John Schultz vibes a little bit.
Very good. We love the player comparisons. 2 out. The 1-2 to Phillips. Ground ball back up toward the middle. The second baseman ranging to his right. Throw against his body. Will be good enough to get Dakota Phillips. That's the second baseman, Carson Bartels, making the play behind the second base bag to get Mangeri. Well, the Otters add another 4 in the top of the 5th thanks to a grand slam by J.R. Davis. Wowie, 13-0. We head to the bottom of the 5th. We've played half, believe it or not. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Bottom of the 5th, Otters with a commanding 13-0 lead over the Southern Illinois Miners in Marion, Illinois. The first pitch, a strike on Ian Walters. It will be Walters, followed by Bartels, followed by Cable, 6, 7, and 8. The bottom of the 5th, Portella. 4 innings, shutout baseball to this point. Strike called. He's allowed just 1 hit through his first 4, and that was a leadoff base hit to Carson Bartels, who waits on deck. Ryan Brown, joined by K.J. Thomas and Trevor Bell in the press booth here at Rent One Park. Portella ahead of Ian Walters, 0-2. The wind and delivery, fouled off to the left. Gentlemen, I've got to ask, we've got some great promotions coming up. As if you needed any to watch this team at this point. The Otters will be back at home Tuesday, June 29th against the Florence Yalls to open up a 3-game set with them. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. That's a Taco Tuesday. Have either of you looked ahead at the promotion schedule and seen anything that you've circled the calendar for? Like, oh, I got to be at that. As Portella peers down and another 0-2 misses outside 1-2.
I'm not trying to look too far ahead right now. This homestand, like you said, we got the Taco Tuesday coming up, Senior Connection Wednesday, $2 tickets for our senior fans, and then on solid Thirsty Thursday, July 1st game with fireworks, I believe, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
that sounds right.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-2 is cut on and missed. Portella with a strikeout to begin the bottom of the 5th. That's his 5th K. Through 4 1/3, it brings up Carson Bartels. So the fireworks show is always one to entertain. KJ, how about you?
Yeah, apparently there is a flag sticker giveaway on that Thirsty Thursday. So if you're looking to get a little flag sticker action, watch some fireworks. It's a place to be Thursday night.
Thursday night, a little thirsty Thursday.
A little thirsty Thursday action. $2.50 for a 16 ounce, and then $5 for a 32. Can't beat it.
Here comes Carson Bartels, the only man to reach via base hit against Portela early on. The 1-0 breaking ball misses outside. So, Trevor, you first stopped at Carbondale here on, also conveniently, Southern Illinois University Alumni Night. And Preston took you out for some local Carbondale, don't know if you'd call it a treat, but a snack of some kind.
Yeah.
Let's hear that story, because we love to hear the road stories of what these ball players and now front office staff alike can find on the road in different parts of the country.
Yeah, so Preston, Otters veteran here. Been to the Minor Stadium plenty of times. Been to USI plenty of times. And we went to Quattro's Pizza, specializes in deep dish pizza.
Oh.
Yeah. One of the best crust I've had in a long time.
Really?
Yes.
How do you both feel about, I suppose, the 3-1? That misses inside, in and out of the catcher Phillips' glove. A one-out walk to Bartels, his second time on base tonight. The crust opinion. Deep dish versus St. Louis style, I think it's called, a little more thinner crust. I've been told around here they call that St. Louis style. What are the opinions here on pizza-wise?
I do love stuffed crust. I mean, you do get a nice filling with it that you do like a bready feel. You don't need, garlic bread or breadsticks at that point if you got a nice deep dish. And the crust is great. So.
First pitch to John Cable. Ripped! Oh! Off the glove of the first baseman, Riley Crane. He recovers and throws to first. And the out is called as Portela raced to the bag to cover. Riley Crane, that guy sticks to it better than anybody.
Crane, just what we were talking about.
Riley Crane over at first. He gets the 3-1. Ground out started. Bartels advances to second. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Now, gentlemen, not to get too soppy or sentimental, but Trevor, you're going on about 2 months now at the Otters. KJ, a little bit longer experience. The first pitch to Anthony Brocado on the way is a called strike. We'll start with you, Trevor. What is your favorite thing about getting to work with the Otters, maybe Bossy Field? Go ahead.
I would just have to say my favorite thing is just the fan base. I would like to label myself as the face of the Otters, taking a lot of incoming phone calls, placing a lot of season ticket holders and single game buyers. I interact with a lot of fans, and I just got to say, I just love how dedicated our fans are.
Absolutely.
Especially you guys listening on the radio right now and on YouTube.
Very well put. Very, very well put. Brocado down to the count 0-2 facing Portela. Ground ball back up the middle into center field. This will put the Miners on the scoreboard. A 2-out base hit scores Carson Bartels. It's now a 13-1 game in the bottom of the 5th as Craig Massey steps to the plate. KJ, how about you?
I do love our front office staff this year. I like coming to work every day. Every day is a good day. Everyone you see, happy to be around the ballpark. We're a small little family there at Bossy Field. It's a cool historic feel. Everyone makes you feel like you're at home there, and I think the fans enjoy that too when they come out to the park. It's a family-friendly, home-feeling environment. So that's what I like about it.
Jared Mang batting. He replaced Craig Massey in the top of the 5th. Getting to enjoy with that front office staff you're talking about a night at the ballpark in Marion. The 0-1 home. Fouled back. don't really have an opportunity to do that at Bosse Field. When there's a home game, you can't just sit back and enjoy a little bit of baseball. So that has to be almost a sacrifice made with love that you guys do. It would be nice to go to a game, but you're happy to do the work instead. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. And even then, just being in the presence of our fans and the atmosphere, walking around the ballpark, doing our jobs is honestly enough for me.
The 0-2, a swing and a miss. Gets Jared May. 1 run scores, but picking up his 5th and 6th strikeouts of the evening is Polo Portela. Top of the 6th inning coming up. Otters with a little bit of a comfy lead, 13-1. You're listening to Trevor Bell, KJ Thomas, and Ryan Brown on the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Top of the 6th inning from Marion. Bryce Denton takes a fastball high from Alex Brinkman. The Otters lead 13-1 here in the opener of a 3-game series with the Southern Illinois Miners to conclude a 6-game road trip. 1-0 runs in and almost gets a piece of the Otters left fielder, who is 1 for 2 with a run-scoring double. Ryan Brown alongside KJ Thomas and Trevor Bell. Enjoying a night out of the ballpark. Are you both thinking about now going everywhere with the Otters, considering that they've come out here and played pretty ridiculously well as the 94-mile-an-hour fastball's in there for a strike, 2-1. I mean, you guys might now have to start traveling for good luck. Can you handle that?
I think I might have to give this stand here and Marion a try, see how it goes, and then after that, we got to start moving.
2-1 is a called strike, 2-2. Trevor, are you okay with life on the road?
You know, I don't know how you do it, Ryan. You're a trooper. You're really powering through it. I just need my bed, man. I just don't know if I could live this road life like you do.
You know, you say that, but it's the wind and the 2-2. Cut on and missed for the first out. You don't like kind of staying in a hotel? You don't have to make your own bed. You got to make your own bed at home. Sometimes I kind of think we're the lucky ones because we get to travel.
That's true.
Yeah, but do you have a hard time eating healthy on the road?
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time eating healthy at home.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
That's also fair. But you know, when you're in a hotel, kind of hard to cook for yourself and keep that slim physique you have going on right now.
Yeah, sure. Slim like a bowling pin. Christopher Pujols. Pitch misses outside. 1-0. It was a pretty night here in Marion. Night has now fallen. Otters leading 13-1. Fastball misses high. 2-0. Gentlemen, we had a story that might interest you somewhat. We were talking about Marion baseball players, guys who had grown up around here and then gone on to play in the big leagues. And the name that we came to was Babe Borton, who played in Major League Baseball for 3 seasons between 1912 and 1916. The 2-0 fouled off to the right now to play. Now, don't mean to test your knowledge, but familiar at all with the 1919 Black Sox scandal? Shoeless Joe Jackson?
I have read a little bit about this, yes.
So going through, looking at the Marion connection, believe it or not, the same thing happened that same year in what is now AAA. It wasn't called that back then. The 2-1 fouled back. And who was at the center of it all but this guy named Babe Borton? His Vernon Tigers won the pennant in 1919. And in that season, Borton hit over 300. But later in 1920, he would be suspended while hitting 326. Now, what had happened was that in July 1920, not 2020, 2-2, taken out towards center field, back a few steps is Brocado. He's underneath it, shy of the warning track for the second out. In July, he tried to bribe an opposing pitcher to throw a game. Then, as details emerged, it was discovered that he had, along with Vernon teammates, had done the same thing in 1919 to throw the pennant to the Tigers. Borton was eventually cleared of any criminal charges, but along with Hal Maggart, Gene Dale, and Bill Rumler, Borton was expelled from the Pacific Coast League. So the question for you two, getting ready to build this wiffle ball league at Bosse Field as the first pitch misses up and away, how do you know it's going to be on the up and up? How do you know you're not going to get guys in on the take? Have you thought about this at all? Are you concerned? And if so, who are your primary suspects? Who are the least trustworthy out there? You guys got to keep an eye on.
This is tough. I would say
the 1-0 misses high to Andrew Penner.
I would say count rep Keith Milliken could potentially be around.
He could be a regular Babe Borton.
Yes, but I also don't feel like the Otter staff, especially the interns, have enough money to play with in terms of throwing games for wiffle ball.
The wind and the 2-0. Fouled back to the netting. Although I don't know, when this thing takes off, you're going to have thousands of fans who are going to be fun. And when people start watching, the money starts flying. So, KJ, what are your thoughts?
Got to watch Tristan Brown. Got to always keep an eye on that guy.
Your own intern you're talking about.
Intern.
That's right. Doesn't he bet on Chinese basketball?
He's a very profound Chinese basketball gambler.
What this is upstairs. You mean to tell me Tristan Brown is gambling on Chinese basketball?
And he does a great job at it.
Does he really?
He does. I don't know how he does it, but
he does a pretty good job of it, you're saying, though.
Yeah, he's given me a little bit of insight. It's more of a culture thing. Like, he'll bet on games that are well into the fourth where there's, like, say, 20, 15-point leads. And the Chinese Basketball Association, they're very respectful and pull their starters. And he bets on the spread for the losing team to come in and cover the spread.
The 3-1 misses. Allows Andrew Penner to trot down to first with a 2-out walk. I'm amazed.
Yes.
This is the funniest thing of all time. What time are these games being held?
Well, shoot, you can get. I mean, if you're going to catch the fourth quarter of one, it's around midnight. Sometimes 1 o'clock, depending on the game.
I definitely remember watching Korean baseball during the middle of the pandemic, and I stayed up till about 4 in the morning just to catch the start of those Korean baseball games.
Really? You'd
Yes.
stay up till 4 to watch that?
I was very sports deprived, yes.
Dang, man.
Yes.
The first pitch to Miles Gordon misses outside, 1-0. Gordon, he's walked his last 2 plate appearances. He's 0 for 2. So you have very good reason as the 1-0 misses outside. Oh, it's a called strike, actually. I think we're getting to the point where the 13-1 lead is having an effect on even the umpires. It's that is really good information to know. Let's talk about the Babe Borton along with the Shoeless Joe Jackson scandal. If Tristan Brown is betting on Chinese basketball, there are going to be some wagers placed on this wiffle ball league that you guys are building.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. And also, fans, this is not betting advice by any means. Any means. Got to just put that out there.
That's a disclaimer.
Yes.
Yeah, the Evansville Otters officially, you do not have any say in the matter. You know, it would have been a couple of years ago where you couldn't really talk about it, but now that it's legal in states like Indiana and Illinois to sports wager, as the 2-1 is hit into, well, it looked like it might have been foul territory, but it does get out of play as the third baseman, Ian Walters, goes over to have a look at it. 2-2 the count on Miles Gordon, with Andrew Penner off of first. He worked a 2-out walk. We'll see if we have an opportunity, but the director of operations, there is one question I'm itching to ask. The 2-2, that's in the dirt, and it gets to the backstop. Penner will advance 90 feet to second. Favorite Bossy Field concession?
Gotta say the mac and cheese bites. Those gotta be my top thing on the concession menu at the grill. Fry 'em for a few minutes. Ooh, crispy brown, gooey mac and cheese on the inside. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. Trevor, how about you?
I got to go for, at the grill again, the fried chicken sandwich. I definitely think it could give the Chick-fil-A fried chicken sandwich a run for its money.
3-2, hit out towards center field. With a 12-run lead, the Otters will play respectfully and be content with runners at the corners and 2 out. Rivaling Chick-fil-A, that's big words.
Yes, yes. I don't think we use quite as much MSG as Chick-fil-A does, which I think is good for me in my body. But, yeah, that chicken sandwich, you can't beat it.
Dang, man. That is pretty good. KJ, can you claim any responsibility for getting the mac and cheese bites to the ballpark?
I don't think I take full credit. Kyle Gogo gave me the idea. The previous director of operations, he thought, man, well, there's more opportunity with our fryers. So mac and cheese bites. I mean, that's a great little appetizer at the ballpark.
First pitch from Alex Brinkman to Andy DeJesus, called a strike. But you did implement them then. You got an idea from some, but you had to be the one to actually to do the groundwork and get it done.
I did pull the trigger on it, and all the fans seem to enjoy them. I know the staff and everyone who's tried them all give a thumbs up. So
this is hammered out toward right field, going back to the track, able to make the grab is Nolan Early. Andy DeJesus got about all of that one, but just not quite enough on it. He is retired for the final out of the top of the 6th. Trevor Bell, KJ Thomas, thank you both for joining us in the booth.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. Great work.
Yes, I enjoyed every second of it.
We are going to have you guys back here tomorrow and the next day and the next. So hope you enjoyed the spot. You'll be back often.
Absolutely.
13-1 the score for the Otters. We head to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
First pitch breaking ball called a strike on Yeltsin Gudinho from Polo Portela. Bottom of the sixth inning, Otters lead 13-1. Ground ball right side past the diving second baseman. Andrew Penner diving to his right. Gudinho aboard with just the third hit tonight off of Polo Portela. It brings up Luke Mangeri. He's 0 for 1. Walked his last time. Special thanks to Trevor Bell and KJ Thomas joining us in the booth. The last inning and a half. Off speed pitch from Portela. Cut on and missed by Mangeri. A wonderful opportunity just to get to know a little bit better, get to hear from the personalities who make Evansville Otters baseball possible. The 0-1. That's fouled off at the plate. There is no question that without the likes of ticket sales intern Trevor Bell, who, if you call up the Otters at any time, well, during store hours, that is, business hours, that is the young man you'll get a chance to talk with. The 0-2, he can help you out with any ticket need. Said it himself, loves first and foremost about this job the opportunity to work with the greatest fan base in all professional baseball. KJ Thomas, the director of operations at the ballpark. Luke Mangeri. Ground ball to the right side. Penner to his left has it, and he throws onto first. 4-3 ground ball for the first out of the inning. Gudinho advances over to second base. One down in the bottom of the sixth. KJ Thomas and his intern, Tristan Brown. It is hard to believe how much they are responsible for at Massey Field. You know, a 106-year-old ballpark needs a little TLC every now and again, and almost all the time. And those two are tending to the jewel of Evansville herself. Massey Field at Garvin Park, almost 24/7. So special thanks to them for joining us. First pitch now to Ryan Stacy. Misses outside. He's pinch hitting for Gianfranco Wawu. The 1-0, fastball, outside part of the plate. We also got to talk with Preston Leinenbach, able to come in for a little bit of play-by-play and some color commentating. Director of Communications, who makes this delivery system so that you and I can chat possible. On the foundational floor of building the Otters digital network, puts together all of our home broadcasts, press releases, game stories, media guides. The list for Director of Communications Preston Leinenbach for what he has to do day in and day out in and around Massey Field is endless. And a huge thank you to him for coming on the air with us and for all he does at the ballpark. The 1-2 is hit over the head of the shortstop, the leaping shortstop, Andy DeJesus, into left center. Racing into second base is Ryan Stacy, who slides in safely with a run scoring, 1-out double in the bottom of the sixth to make it a 13-2 game. Wind blowing fiercely out toward left field. Nolan Early is 0 for 2. First pitch fastball called a strike outside corner. 0-1. Well, let's continue the list of former Marion baseball players, shall we? We spoke at great length about Babe Borton. The 0-1 to Early. That misses inside. Corey Bailey played parts of 8 seasons in the big leagues between 1993 and 2002. Did one Corey Bailey, who was also a native of Marion, Illinois. Pitch misses outside, and it gets past the catcher, Dakota Phillips, back to the backstop. Runner will advance 90 feet. We'll have to see how they score that one. Quite possibly a pass ball. Give it a moment. Could also be a wild pitch, though. I did not see where Phillips set up. Nolan Early batting. Talking about Corey Bailey. Played Boston Red Sox, St. Louis Cardinals, San Francisco Giants, and Kansas City Royals. 2-2 ripped past the diving first baseman Riley Crane down the line in right. Gathering it is Andrew Penner in foul territory. Nolan Early. Another run scoring 1-out double. Back-to-back for the Miners. Otters lead 13-3. As Ryan Stacy scores from third. They do roll that a pass ball, by the way. That allowed Stacy to advance to third. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Then the third Marion homegrown product to talk about, as the first pitch misses outside, is one Ray Fosse. You baseball fans from back in the 1970s should well remember. He caught for 12 years in the big leagues and helped lead the Oakland Athletics to World Series victories, back-to-back World Series wins in 1973 and 74. The 1-0 misses in. Off-speed pitch from Portela, 2-0. And fascinatingly enough, Fosse, the Marion native, was playing for the Oakland A's while one Jack McKeon was managing for the Kansas City Royals. And in 1973, his Royals finished second. Ground ball to the right side. Should really say more of a line drive to right. They will wave the runner around third. It was through the right side of the field. Landed right on the edge of the outfield turf. Scoring is Nolan Early on an RBI base hit for Ian Walters. Now 13-4. While talking about Jack McKeon in 1973, his Royals finished in second place behind Ray Fosse and the Oakland Athletics. They had a fine season, did McKeon's Royals in 1973. They finished with an 88-74 record. The A's, just a little bit better. We will have to ask if one Mr. Bill McCune remembers anything about his brother Trader Jack's Kansas City Royals going up against Ray Fosse in those years. The Marion, Illinois product. Carson Bartell stands in. The Otters and Polo Portela have not gotten him out yet. First pitch to him. That misses high. Throw behind the runner. He dives back safely. 1-0 the count on Carson Bartels. But one last point on Fosse. How about this? That on SIU's alumni night, that's Southern Illinois University, not to be confused with the Southern Indiana University just outside Evansville, Ray Fosse, an SIU alum himself, who went on to play for the big leagues. How about that? It all fits. It looks like Justin Lewis, by the way, is warming the Otters bullpen. Portela looking to get through 6 innings. He needs a couple of outs. Runner at first. One down. The 2-0 bounced in front of Phillips. 3 balls and no strikes on Carson Bartels. How would coach sound? Carson Bartels. 5'11", 185 pounds. He will turn 24 next Tuesday. 3-0 in there for a strike. Westchester, Illinois native. Graduated from St. John's University this spring. 3-1. Underneath it, Phillips and Crane having a look. It'll be Crane who reaches to his right, evading the catcher Dakota Phillips to make the grab for the second out. They were a few steps to the right of the Southern Illinois Miners on deck circle toward their dugout. They were approaching the little padded wall out back behind that on-deck circle where a bat boy sits, which is the de facto on-deck circle. They don't actually use the ones that are printed out on the turf. John Cable now bats, following the pop-out. He takes a strike. 0-1 the count on Cable. Pitch misses high. 1-1. SIU's alumni night. Plenty of big leaguers having gone to SIU. The 1-1, towering drive out toward right, but a little too much height toward the corner. Elijah Mcnamee makes the catch for the final out of the 6th. The Miners score 3, though. They still trail by a boatload. 13-4 the score. Otters with the lead. Top of the 7th inning coming up. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. First pitch to J.R. Davis. Misses low and away. Davis, a grand slam his last time up. Otters lead 13-4. Going down to a knee on his 1-0 swing is Davis. He swings and misses 1-1. He faces a new right-hander, Mitchell Walters, relieving Alex Brinkman. The 1-1 misses out. Walters, pitching in his 10th game, enters with an 0-1 record, .482 earned run average. He's thrown 9 1/3 innings of work, given up 7 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned, 10 walks, one of those intentional, as the 2-1 is a called strike, and 9 punch-outs. Davis 2 for 4. Big grand slam for him. And he hits this one, left side of the shortstop. Yeltsin Gudino up with it. He throws on to first. 6-3 ground ball, 1 down. In the top of the 7th inning. Otters leading 13-4. It brings up Riley Crane. Crane, who's driven in a couple. 2 for 3. Otters 13 runs on 13 hits. First pitch, strike called on Crane. The 0-1 at 88. Strike 2 called on Riley Crane, the Otters' first baseman. .0-2-94 from Walters. Misses outside, 1-2. The 1-2, 88, misses away. Two now to Crane. Fastball misses outside. Walters a 6'1" right-hander out of Katy, Texas, who before coming to the minors this season last pitched for the Princeton Rays. 3-2 home. Cut on and missed for the second out. And on the pitch, looks like Walters lost his cap. He had done that during his warm-up tosses as well. It brings up Elijah Mcnamee, who is 3 for 4. He's driven in 4 runs. Also has a triple to his credit. A long time ago, the Otters tagged minors starter Michael Austin for 2 runs in the top of the first. First pitch to Mcnamee, 91. He gives it a rip, comes up empty. And they were only the second and third earned runs scored off the hard-throwing righty. To that point in the season. Bounces a breaking ball, 1-1. J.R. Davis began the 2-out rally with a base hit, followed by a double from Riley Crane, which set the table for Elijah Mcnamee, who bats now. Mcnamee, who takes A strike, 1-2. Smacked a 2 out. 2-run single to center field. That gave the Otters their first runs of the day. As the 1-2 runs in, 2-2. The Otters added 4 more in the top of the third. After Riley Crane singled home a run. When he singled home Andy DeJesus. The 2-2 missed in. The 3-2 to Mcnamee. Likewise, fastball in off the plate. Mcnamee will head down to first with a 2-out walk. And after Riley Crane did single home to Jesus in the top of the third, Elijah Mcnamee would collect his third and fourth RBIs of the evening on a 2-run triple to left center field. Dakota Phillips stands in. He takes a strike. He's got a runner at first and 2 out. Bryce Denton capped off the scoring in the frame as the 0-1 misses out. With the 2-out double that scored Mcnamee from third. The 1-1 floats a changeup. It misses high. 2 balls and a strike on Phillips. Phillips drove in a run. Back in a 3-run fourth inning. The 1-1 misses high. Excuse me, the 2-1 misses high. 3-1 now on Dakota Phillips. The 3-1 with 2 out. Swinging away, swinging for the downs. Swings through a fastball outside part of the plate, 3-2. That's not to say that he would be taking 3-1, obviously not. But that it was an aggressive hack from Phillips. And aggressive hacks are the name of the game right now for the Otters, having scored 13 runs. The 3-2 fastball, swing and a miss. So working around a 2-out walk is Mitchell Walters. We head to stretch time in Marion, Illinois. The Otters lead 13-4 over the Southern Illinois Miners. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. First pitch to Anthony Brocato. Called a strike on the outside part of the plate. 91, the fastball from the left-hander, Justin Lewis, who relieves Polo Portela. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Otters with a 13-4 lead. Mop-up time. Lewis, if he can be as efficient as I'm sure he would like to be, could also go for a 9-out save. As the 1-1 misses in, 2-1 on Brocato, who was 1 for 2 to this point. Singled home a run. Back in the 5th, that was the first run that the Miners scored in the ball game. They trail Evansville by 9, 13-4. 2-1 fastball misses out. Lewis relieves Portela, who went 6, gave up 4 runs, all earned. 6 punch-outs, 2 walks on 6 hits. 3-1. Swinging away is Brocato. Can't come up with a fastball on the outer edge. Now 3-2. Little flare. Oh, racing into foul territory was Crane. That guy's got a lot of hustle on a little cue shot. He is unable to make the play, however, and the count remains full. 3-2. Still can work you through the brief recap we started in the top of the 7th. Ground ball left side. Shortstop DeJesus has it off his left foot. He tosses on to Crane. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th. It brings up Jared Mang, who has struck out in his lone trip to the plate. He came on to relieve Craig Massey in the outfield, at least replace him on top of the 5th inning. First pitch breaking ball from Lewis. That misses outside. The Otters would score 4 runs in the top of the 3rd when they sent all 9 batters to the plate. Behind a 1-0 fastball is Mang. Count now 1-1. Riley Crane in that frame singled home Andy DeJesus. And Elijah Mcnamee collected his 3rd and 4th ribbies of the evening on a 2-run triple to left center field. Denton, Bryce Denton that is, capped off the scoring in the frame with a 2-out double that scored Mcnamee from 3rd. Push the Otters lead to 6-0. Foul tipped at the plate. 1-2 on Mang. Evansville added 3 more runs in the top of the 4th, thanks to a sac fly from Riley Crane and a 2-out RBI single from Dakota Phillips. Elijah Mcnamee would also score on a wild pitch. Dakota Phillips will come out of the crouch to talk with Justin Lewis. Then it was back in the top of the 5th. That the Otters sent J.R. Davis to the plate with the bases loaded. And he was still hungry at the plate. Fly ball, right side, in play, and in fair territory, it bounces. All converging were Crane, Mcnamee, and Penner. Bounced in fair territory, then bounced out of play for a ground rule double. Jared Mang aboard. With one out, Yeltsin Gudinho will stand in. He's 1 for 3. He singled his last time, scored a run. Well, in that top of the 5th inning, J.R. Davis delivered what felt like a killing blow at the time when he clobbered. And this is a high chopper to short on a hop. DeJesus has it. Taking himself over the second base bag, he throws on to Crane for the second out. Mang advances to third. It brings up Luke Mangeri. And after that grand slam, the Otters extended their lead to 13-0. First pitch strike on Mangeri. He's 0 for 2. He walked in the 4th. Mangeri. I'm telling you, Jerry. The 0-1 is a laser foul to left side. Off by the bluff. That a lot of these ballparks have. Almost all of them. That the Otters have seen on the road this season. Schaumburg has one. Joliet has one. Southern Illinois has one. Florence has another. Right where the seats could keep extending, the grandstands out behind the left field line here at Rent One Park. Instead of having more seats, there's just a grassy area, which you would think that maybe in the hopes that an affiliated club might move in here, move into one of these ballparks. Maybe the city and town grow that you could always put more seats in eventually as the 1-2. Feeble looking swing and a miss from Luke Mangeri to conclude the bottom of the 7th. A punch out for Justin Lewis in a scoreless bottom of the 7th. Top 8 coming up. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Top of the 8th, Bryce Denton stands in. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. A run-scoring double. First pitch, 90 miles per hour from Walters. Denton swings behind it, 0-1. And he hits this one on a soft little high hopper to third. And they're going to say that the throw to first took Luke Mangeri off the bag. Walters, the third baseman, did not have a whole lot of time. And Miners skipper Mike Pinto is going to ask the umpiring crew to confirm with one another, and they have changed the call. To and out. So you don't have to worry about how they would have likely scored that an error. It's a 5-3 ground ball. It brings up Christopher Pujols. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. First pitch fastball from Walters. Outside edge, called a strike. Walters relieved Brinkman, who came on with 2 out in the top of the 4th. And he's really just humming that fastball in there now. Pujols not able to catch up with the 94-mile-per-hour heat. High chopper over the pitcher's mound, charging the second baseman. Throw on the run. Carson Bartello playing some kind of second base tonight. He gets Pujols over at first for the second out of the 8th inning. Otters with a 13-4 lead. Ryan Brown with you from Rent One Park. A little more you could ask for in an Otters game. The first pitch to Penner, who is 1 for 3 with a walk. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1, high fastball, swing and a miss from the Otters' recent trade acquisition, Andrew Penner. Playing now in his first full week with the club. The 1-2 is slashed out toward right field, down into the corner. Around first is Penner. He'll head into second with a stand-up 2-out double. And that is his second hit tonight. Penner has swung it well with his new club, the Evansville Otters. Through his first 9 games with the Otters, he collected 7 hits through 23 at-bats, a .304 batting average. A very, very, very brief sample size. Well, tonight, he's 2 for 4. Now Miles Gordon bats. The first pitch is rope foul. Well ahead of the 90-mile-per-hour fastball. He pulls it foul out of play. 0-1. Ground ball right side. First baseman Mangeri has it no problem. And he takes it to the bag himself for the final out. 2-out double for Andrew Penner. He does not come around to score. Otters lead 13-4 heading into the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Ryan Stacy batting. First pitch he sees from Justin Lewis. Fastball. Fouls it back toward the Miners dugout. Ryan Stacy, Nolan Early, and Ian Walters 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom of the 8th. Otters with a 13-4 lead. Comfy lead that is. As the 0-1 fastball sails to the backstop, 1-1. Now in the 10 o'clock hour, well into it. Pitch black skies. Without much city light to cast off any clouds. I would believe you if you told us we were playing in the middle of an Illinois cornfield. 1-1. Spears it foul the other way. Screaming ground ball. 1-2. Just about all that is casting light from beyond the outfield is off the interstate. The bright lights of a gas station billboard advertising the price of gas. The 1-2 breaking ball, cut on and miss. Pitch in the dirt. Throw down from Phillips is good. Lewis, strikeout to begin the bottom of the 8th. Back-to-back punch-outs going back to the 7th. And the other would be a water tower. Emblazoned with the signage of Marion, though that is not facing the direction of Rent 1 Park. As the first pitch to Nolan Early, the left-handed batter. Skied out to the left, out of play. There is a wooded section beyond the left field wall. Trees with Their lush summer green. Hard ground ball to Andy DeJesus. Oh, he stumbles. As the ball popped in and out of his glove, he had it. But when the recovery was made with plenty of time on his hands, looks like he got his cleats caught up in the turf. Nolan early aboard, following the error. Ian Walters, the left-handed batter, who is 1 for 3, excuse me. First pitch fastball from Lewis. 91 on the gun. Walters singled home a run his last time. He bats with a runner at first. Only one out. .91-mile-per-hour fastball misses low and away. Good-sized crowd on hand. A fireworks night. Southern Illinois. And a fly ball out towards center. It's a big center going back to the track. And making the over-the-shoulder grab is Miles Gordon. 2 down. Polo Portella. He did his job tonight. Went 6 innings. Left with a 9-run lead. A workmanlike performance for him. He's in the dugout now with a cold towel draped over his head. On a warm summer evening in late June. First pitch, a strike to Carson Bartels, the second baseman who's made plenty of nice plays. One hopper to the first baseman, Crane. He'll step on the bag with his right foot for the final out of the 8th inning. Top 9 coming up. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. First pitch, a weak chopper. Over to first. Number 17, that is, now at first base. We're going to pick out who that is. Oh, that's still Luke Mangeri. But the point worth making is that now on the mound to pitch for the Southern Illinois Miners, as DeJesus is taken care of for the first out in the top of the ninth, in a 13-4 ball game. Possibly no surprise that now it is outfielder Nolan Early who comes in from right field to pitch in this one. Underneath it is Davis. Skies it foul off to the right, out of play. And a fairly well-struck ball out toward right center field, but ranging over to make the catch is the new right fielder. The old right fielder, Nolan Early, quickly has 2 outs. The mop-up performance. Early making his first pitching appearance of the season. We will have to check if he's got any other experience on the mound. Now it's Riley Crane. First pitch misses high, 74. There was a controversy a couple of days ago when I believe it was the Chicago White Sox were playing the Twins in a rout, hard hit ball, just foul. 2-1. Where La Russa, Tony La Russa, the manager for the Chicago White Sox, ripped his own player, Yerman Mercedes, as the 2-1 skips in the dirt for hitting a home run on a 3-0 pitch with a position player on the mound for the Twins when the club was up by a boatload, as the 3-ball pitch misses outside for ball 4. Willens Astudillo was on the mound for the Twins. And all kind of, I guess, brouhaha broke out afterward. La Russa claimed that he had been telling the Twins, "Oh, I'm sorry. I told him not to swing. I told him not to swing." You know, that sort of deal. Josh Henderson bats now with a 1-1 count. Pinch hitting for Elijah Mcnamee, which is possibly an overstatement. The 1-1 fouled back. Kind of hard to believe that La Russa reacted that dramatically. But I will say, it was interesting to see everyone who loves to complain about the unwritten rules of baseball. 1-2 comebacker right back to the pitcher early. It got a piece of him, and that dead in the ball, he's shrugging it off. It was no problem. Maybe it got his leather. Their trainer out to have a look. He said it got him on his glove hand, right around the forearm, the wrist. Right now, Henderson aboard with a base hit. He will stay in the game.
The catcher, Dakota Phillips.
Brings up Dakota Phillips. But I think there is often an oversimplification that occurs when people try to shorten these conversations to just complaining that there might be something such as the first pitch off speed to Dakota Phillips misses outside, is an unwritten rule in baseball. For some reason, that idea seems to aggravate so many people, but perhaps they should consider a different perspective. As the 1-0, swing and a miss from Phillips. It's not just, it's not even unwritten rules. They're not rules, they are practices. As the 1-1, swing and a miss from Phillips. But better than that, they are actions that a player takes when he has a very particular orientation, and that is the orientation of being a good sport and ball player. 1-2 runs in and gets a piece of Phillips. That will load the bases with 2 out. And that first and foremost is about treating the other team with respect. The thought being, when everyone complains about bat flips here, there, Joey Bautista in a playoff game, Tim Anderson in a regular season matchup. These aren't unwritten rules that we're talking about because they change based on every situation. Jose Bautista's bat flip in a playoff game that gives the Blue Jays a 3-run lead over the Texas Rangers. The first pitch to Denton in the dirt. It's off the catcher. This will allow a run to score. Riley Crane from third. Now a 14-4 ball game in the top of the ninth. Henderson to third, Phillips to second. But that's very different than, say, a monumental bat flip when you're trying to show up another team, almost intentionally. And you know when that happens. If you're following the game and you're a baseball fan and you understand what's happening on the field, you know when another player means to show up his opponent on the field. And that's what we're talking about, not unwritten rules. The 1-1 is popped up to the left, out of play. It's not about unwritten rules. It's not as simple as don't complain and don't whine. I think the other argument is a little bit more complex than that. Not to saying I agree with it or buy into it, but it's not about unwritten rules. It's about how you carry yourself as a baseball player. The 1-2. Wow, that's hit on a line. Roped out to Craig Massey and left. Bryce Denton might have had the hardest hit ball of the night, but it hangs up and is hit right at Craig Massey in left field. The Otters score another run on the top of the ninth. 3 outs to go. They're up 10. 14-4. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
3 outs away. The Otters en route to their 20th victory of their 2021 Frontier League season. John Campbell, Anthony Brocado, and Jared Mang, 8-9-1. First pitch, breaking ball misses outside from Justin Lewis. Looking for a 9-out save opportunity. Cable, Brocado, and Mang, 8-9-1. The 1-0 fastball, that's there for a strike outside part of the plate. 1-1. Otters scoring 14 runs. They're up 14-4. Grand slam by J.R. Davis. 4 runs driven in. The 1-1 foul tipped into Phillips' glove. 4 runs driven in by Elijah Mcnamee. 15 total hits. It's the most runs the Otters have scored in a single game since they scored 15 on opening night in Schaumburg. The 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Lewis gets him with the fastball. 1 down in the bottom of the ninth. Tomorrow night, the Otters will be back at it looking for a series victory. Their 4th win of the homestand. Excuse me, the road trip. The first pitch now to Anthony Brocado misses inside, 1-0. Ground ball, left side. Pujols, the third baseman. He's back to grab it. Strong throw to first. Now 2 are gone.
Here's your Miners left fielder, Jared
The Miners down to their final out. Jared Mang facing Justin Lewis. First pitch fastball misses high. As does the 1-0. 2-0 on Jared Mang, the left fielder, who is 1 for 2 with the double. Facing Justin Lewis. Strike called on the 2-0 pitch, now 2-1. And the 2-1 to Mang is skied out of play to the right side. Foul. This would be Lewis's 3rd professional save. His first since 2017. Coming of the 9-out variety. The 2-2. And a fly ball toward center field. Gordon underneath it. And that'll do it. 14-4, the final in game 1 of the 3-game weekend sit in Marion. That one went swimmingly. The Otters score 14 runs thanks to J.R. Davis's grand slam. 4 ribby night for Elijah Mcnamee. Polo Portela earns the win, going 6 strong. 4 runs given up, left with a 9-run lead. And earning his first Otters save and his first save since 2017, Justin Lewis picking up the 9-out save to close things down as the Otters win their 20th game of the season, keeping a good lead distance between them and the second place Florence Yalls in the West Division, and they continue to sport the best record in the Frontier League. They've now won 10 of their last 11 games. They are 10-7. The Southern Illinois Miners fall to 13-14. The loss snaps a 5-game winning streak for them. And the losing decision will be handed to Michael Austin, who takes his first loss of the year, as the Otters tagged him for his first earned runs in an Otters uniform. The Otters will be back at it tomorrow, 6:05 first pitch, with a 5:50 pregame show on the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Evansville will be looking to take the series and guarantee a winning road trip tomorrow night and win their 21st game of the season as they continue their first series against the Southern Illinois Miners this season, the first of 6 matchups between the two teams. Once again, Evansville with the win, 14-4 the final. Polo Portela gets the win. Justin Lewis earns his first save of the season with the 9-out save out of the bullpen in the top of the 7th. 14-4 final. This has been Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. I'm Ryan Brown. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's chat tomorrow.